Holla, holla, holla! Welcome to ZSR2 and welcome to Tress doing several streams at a time again, because that's what I do now. Also, this was incredibly loud and I don't care. Sorry about this. So, welcome to ZSR2 and welcome to the first loser goes home match that we play in this tournament. Dotzo versus Kakao, loser goes home, and both runners actually were supposed, in my bracket at least, and I'm pretty sure in many other people's books, to make it further. We'll see who makes it today, and to find out now, we go over to the layouts and say hi to the comms for today, and that's Crimson, Squiddy, and Zellboy. Hey guys!
Hello, hello. What's going on?
Howdy.
Gonna be a good one.
Squiddy!
I am excited.
Yes.
Squiddy, you're very tired. Quiet.
Oh, okay, for some reason when I booted up Discord, everybody was blastingly loud, and now apparently I'm. How does that change it?
You're still pretty quiet. Let me check.
Okay.
Also, yeah, while Squiddy is working on his voice, Dotzo and Kakao are pretty much good to go. We see frogs and Kaku in the hash. So this sounds good, right, guys?
That
Yeah.
sounds really good. What's the story behind this hash, Trez?
So Kuiper don't care went to a frog store, and then a frog used a slingshot to blast him in the eye, and he used his golden scale to kill the frog with a Deku stick. What?
Beautiful.
Yup.
How many chapters is this story? Because I'm probably gonna go pick it up at Books A Million right now.
Damn.
Okay,
I'm already downloading it onto the Kindle.
gotta up Squiddy a little bit more.
Okay, sorry about that.
Squiddy, do you have the commentary page ready? I hope so.
I do.
Good. Alright, let's put him at 200.
Okay.
That's still not enough, Squiddy!
Okay, here, let me up it from my side a little bit.
Oh, we're
Actually-
going.
Actually, it's alright now. It's alright now.
We are going.
Also, sorry everyone, no memes today. I know it's hard to take. No memes today. I really have to take care of my computer resources as I'm using my laptop for this. So, enjoy everyone, enjoy the show, and good luck.
Oh,
Yes,
cool,
indeed.
we
And
do
thanks
something
for
else.
putting in all the effort, Trez.
No worries.
Thank you.
Alright.
Thank you.
We've got him doing Kokiri chest, and let's see what we have.
Ah, it's
Nothing
spooky.
but fat stack of 5 ones.
Who doesn't want to open the Kokiri sword and pick up a bloopy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
You
almost
gotta-
always think it's like the craziest thing whenever you pick up a blue, the Kokiri sword actually out of the Kokiri sword chest. But the only time I've ever done that is in a multi-world, where I looted my own Kokiri sword out of my own Kokiri chest,
Out of
which
all
is
the
even
players.
lower of a chance than in a standard rando.
Oh yeah, there's like what 100? That's probably be 1 in 400 and something.
Yeah, it's pretty dang low.
We can see our Mito house giving us some
Oh,
strength
some
early
strength
on.
one.
Ooh.
And that's all we
Nothing
got.
but-
Some,
Nothing but cash and a piece of heart. Otherwise,
That's
we'll
good.
see.
You know, you can start working on that early gold route. You can see Dot's already at 40 roops. Gonna go pick up a shield.
Mm-hmm.
Cow.
Early divergence.
Oh, he's gonna use his money to buy some sticks.
Okay, so we won't see some divergence after all. I was thinking myself that I would agree with Kakao's decision, but it's also nice to, buy yourself down to that 20 rupees that you're going to probably use for child fishing if you're going down that route. But we see Kakao going straight to Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, he's not diverting. He is dead set on that. I guess
Okay.
Dotson wants to have that early weapon just in case, and he's heading south.
Yep.
Where you gonna get that fishing done right off the bat. Get those free checks on the southern side.
It's always nice when you have bombs doing this route, but at the same time, it makes it to where your times don't always pan out as well. Going for trying to pick up that ride from the owl to make it just before nightfall, it can really mess you up.
And a lot of the time you'll have bombs, but the time you go do adult fishing or stuff of the like, and you can just grab it then.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the good thing with Cow's Run.
OOT Sun Song.
Ooh, hopefully we don't have to do a whole lot of Skulltulous.
Oh!
And we found the Kokiri sword!
Speaking
Alright.
of the devil, we've got a Kokiri sword on our hands, ladies and gents.
Yeah, saying he's gonna go pick up that early weapon. You weren't kidding.
I think
Oh.
he saw what the seed has to offer.
It's a good thing we changed the rules so you don't need a sword to do fishing.
Yep.
What I liked about Kakao's route is a free shield, and going to Hyrule Castle first got him more rupees so he could buy more sticks in one go. He got 4 instead of just 2.
Lost Woods Way of the Hero.
Market's barren. 30 and 50 skulls dead. So that's good to see. Still questionable on the 40 though. Might have to farm up a few, but see where that goes.
Hopefully that's never the case. It's usually buried pretty deep in logic if it is, so...
And it looks like an early adult for Kakao here.
Let's see what we got up here in this waterfall. And one of the first times I remember seeing anyone run freestanding models seed, I saw them really trip out over seeing a strength upgrade that they had been looking for bottlenecked up here. Turned out to be an ice trap. And it was
I did
not a
that
fun
to
day
just a
for them.
couple days ago. I needed to go into Spirit was Way of the Hero, Adult Spirit was Way of the Hero, and
What?
I found silvers.
That
And,
chicken.
What? Dotzo's chicken just wanted to keep on flying, I guess. When you take the floor as lava a little too literally.
No kidding. I didn't think. I mean, I know Dotzo has an edge to him occasionally, but I think the chicken might be taking it a little bit personal.
So Compose's Grave has another Deku shield for the runners. Could be of use if necessary, hopefully not.
Right, Dotzo's gonna go do his. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, you go ahead.
Oh, there's 40. 40's an ice trap, so we definitely don't want to go
Wow.
pick up 40.
Alright.
Early 30 through 50 dead.
Yeah, that's definitely pretty convenient. That also might mean, considering that all gold Skulltulas are dead, that we might not see Boomerang.
We got the
got the
slingshot,
slingshot
from
on
the man on the
Kakao.
roof.
And a Shadow Temple Way of the Hero.
Nice. Yeah, one of the things that I think is really cool about, like, pretty much all of the standard openers is that there's, it's all basically a matter of preference, you know, not, you know, barring any of the other things that you get that obviously, like, push you to want to do one or the other. There's always some benefit to doing the other, doing one way that offers weakness, that is, offers a compensatory weakness from the other side. Whereas, you know, it's vice versa. It's really cool. And we got ZL on the Song of Storms check.
Guru being really nice to us today.
Did you happen to notice what that way of the hero hint was there? Did that say Lon Lon Ranch on Dotzo's side?
This said Shadow Temple.
I think I saw another one after that.
Oh, I don't know. My streams are in the middle of synchronizing.
I did not catch it.
Oh
I'll see if
boy.
I can go back and catch it for us.
Lake Hylia, Way of the Hero. So
We
we know
might
that's
be shooting the
something.
sun.
It is the
According
Lake
to chat.
Hylia. Well, there we have it. We got 3 Way of the Hero hints covered solely on Dotzo's side of the screen. Kakao went in and got the one about Lost Woods and the Grotto there, I'm sure.
We see this a lot from Dotzo and some other races that he does, especially in a tournament setting where he just hammers out every possible hint that he can get. And that has come to his advantage a lot, but it's also trolled him in stuff like Lynn's Way of the Hero, kind of stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Good thing you don't have to worry too much about Len's Way of the Hero in brackets, but
Yeah, definitely.
gosh, I I love having the bracket settings because whenever something crops up and a Lens of Truth is there, you're like, what are we gonna do about this now?
We got the fisherman buying the fish off Dotso. Cow seeing that it's bomb chews above the bean plant in the graveyard. We also did
Always
get a...
nice to have, but
Oh yeah.
God.
We did get a look-see at what dungeons we gotta do. The only child one we have to do is Jabu. So that'll be fun, needing the boomerang for that, and the letter. Hopefully that's not a pain to get in this seed.
There's been plenty of seeds that Rita's noted bottlenecks the entire seed, especially if Jabu Jabu is routed fairly late in logic. Can be a pretty hunt for the one item you need.
Let's see if
Always
Dotso can make this. This is gonna be tight. I think he's got it. Still appears to have enough daytime left, but let's just hope that the gate doesn't shut on his face.
If he's smart, he'll try and do a quick turnaround and maybe do Castle by Night, depending on how close he is to sunset. Nope, he'll make.
Yep. He's got it. Meanwhile, Kakao struggling to get the gate to deny him back to the entrance to do Dampe 2, but now we're there.
Kakao is a healthier boy than our man Dotso. Picking up plenty of hearts.
Richard says no. He doesn't want to go with this strange kid in pink. Oh. All the bonks on Kakao's side.
The race is a tough one.
Yup. We got some early song advantage from Kakao with that Zelda's Lullaby coming on super quickly. He's got a pretty good lead on his songs to be doing.
Yeah, especially being in the graveyard. That's another song he can get right now as soon as he comes out here.
For sure.
Zelda's Lullaby, always a good song to pick up first. As much as you
Spirit
want to get
Temple.
around the map.
Spirit is our second Baron hint.
Most of it means we will most likely not be needing silver gauntlets for anything.
Unless we need to do GTG.
That's why I said most likely, but you never know.
Beanstalk in the desert leads to a bloopy, so that's good. One less bean to buy.
Not exactly that money's a problem for Dotzo, but
Oh no, he's swimming in it right now. Item screen so barren in comparison.
We have Way of the Hero, Shadow Temple, and Lake Hylia, Baron, Spirit Temple, and I didn't catch the other.
The other Baron is Market.
Market,
Yep.
okay.
Oh,
Oh,
Song of
Song of
Storms.
Storms.
that opens up a ton of grottos.
Yup.
As well as everybody's favorite multicolored frogs.
I really do love the rainbow sword effect.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite integrations into Randomizer. Plus, for those of you that like to download and tinker around in the developer build, the same person who integrated the Rainbow Sword Trails also has integrated changed color of hearts, magic bar, and gauntlet color. So if you're ever interested in checking out a seed that you can do for yourself, randomize for that, head over to the OOTR Discord and download the dev build.
Did they or are they in the process of adding in the rainbow tunic? So it just kind of
Perhaps.
cycles through?
I'm not certain, but that would be pretty dope if I had to say so myself.
I think I saw a couple of runners with that, just doing some fun games, so really cool. Definitely a lot of new color effects being added in, livening up an old fun game.
I'd sit there and imagine that RGB would be somewhat demanding on the resources you have to you in Ocarina of Time, but there are so many things that these developers have done through hours and hours of countless work and used to love labor that anything that they want to do is pretty much possible somewhere down the line. You got to give a huge shout out to those guys because they're
Oh, that's useful to have.
they're the reason why we get to enjoy this. What was the chicken's reward there?
Hookshot.
Hook shot. Oh wow.
Ooh-wee.
Cow having fun with the slingshot on the guard here. Their sight range is always so confusing.
Yeah, they can catch you going up a hill behind them, but you shoot them in the face with pellets and don't even notice.
You got a Vanilla Epona song cropping up for Dotzo too. If I had to imagine, not soon after, Kakao will be following in that route as well. Both of our runners will be, swimming in a hook shot and some ability to ride a horse.
Fast horse, always very nice. Very. Who
agree.
likes racing Ingo, really? That's just.
Actually, ironically, I believe Dotzo's devoutly against fast opponent.
I do believe I read that. He also loves going deep fire, though.
Oh god.
Deep fire is best fire.
Some people
when
just
you gotta
want to
get
watch
that-
the world burn.
Oh, yeah, that's why you go to the fire temple, for it to burn.
Hey, top-notch commentary.
The Megaton Hammer chest is the best chest in the game. Change my mind.
Any boss chest ever?
Alright, just because they're
It's golden.
yellow and blue.
Yeah, it makes them better than your beige Megaton Hammer chest.
But are they at the top of a volcano?
I mean, kind of, if it's Fire Temple boss key chest. And technically, Megaton Hammer isn't at the you go down to Fire Temple, so technically it's just a little bit underneath the. Oh
So,
boy.
the hottest part of the volcano.
Ah, no. I might have to concede to that.
We do have Kakao doing his child now. He's done enough adult things. Time to, go back to being a kid. Picked up his letter. Got his storm song. Song of Time. Words are hard. And now he's gonna go get a horse for when he grows up. We have Dotzo going into the first dungeon. We're gonna do Deku Tree for the free checks.
Yep, and looks like Keiko might, or will be picking up his hookshot here pretty quickly.
Dotzo did not check the pedestal, so he doesn't know this is just a stone. So, it'd be interesting if he actually finishes it, and how he feels about that.
Find out what we got in the Deku Tree. I think it's always interesting to see what we have in the Deku Tree, because as I've played more and more, I've found that potential for Deku Tree to have some good items is pretty high.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, it's been my my go-to opener for most seeds, unless I get something like if I'm playing Weird Egg Shuffle seeds and I get Weird Egg, of course I'm immediately gonna go do 3-song. But except for minor edge cases, I almost always go Deku Tree first, because worst case scenario, I get a dungeon out of the way if I have to do all dungeons. Best case scenario, I got a mandatory, I got mandatory items, I got a mandatory dungeon out of the way, and six times out of 9, I'll have to come to Deku Tree anyway. So
I very rarely see someone go up the left side.
I've been seeing it more and more often as an option. In fact, I was just thinking, because I was watching some of the resources that we have available to us in the Discord, and ATC and Dotzo's routing tutorial for dungeons actually features Deku Tree being completed that way, backflipping onto the chest as you saw him attempt to do, but miss just a moment ago there. And climbing up the left side, but it seems like the favorable thing about it is that the left side Skulltula cannot just bum rush you if it notices you into the center of the web, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. And we did catch some much needed magic out here in the tree.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the 2. Have to see. It looks like Kakao is going to be following him inside, so he'll be able to find the magic as well. But he does know that he doesn't have to kill Goma. Might still have to for an item, but doesn't need it for the dungeon reward.
And most of the time, I very rarely see anybody, full clear Deku Tree and then not kill Goma, simply because if it is an all-dungeon seed, it's usually better to take the time loss of possibly beating Goma and the heart piece, or just the stone not being needed, as opposed to having to come all the way back to Kokiri Forest and do it.
Right. Especially, you're right there. It's such an easy boss. As long as you got the nuts for it.
Yep.
Like Dotzo, is he going to utilize flame storage? Which I believe is a new rule for the Accessible Tournament. Previously wasn't allowed.
It is. What an interesting setup for the B1 skip there.
And that is Dotzo's branded own.
That was very fast, very clean. I'm a big fan. That was also a really cool trick to get fire when you realized the flame storage messed up.
Ah. For those of us listening in on Dotzo's audio, we got Mweeps coming in.
It is the best low health sound.
I still gotta go. My personal favorite best low health sound was gonna be a tambourine. To let you know that you're at low health, but if you start to get annoyed by it, it's really easy to tune out. But Mweeps is good for the lulls.
I was listening. It was like the heavy breathing hoo hoo one recently.
Yeah.
So, my favorite of the low health sound effects, and it is incredibly annoying, but it's still my absolute favorite. Have either of you guys ever slashed one of the cursed Skulltula people in the House of Skulltula in the back?
Yes.
That sound is in the low health sound effect pool. So you get down there, and I know that a lot of people actually haven't heard that sound effect because we discovered, myself and Chimpan Reeve discovered that the sound effect was in the all random shuffle when it appeared on our seed. And Chimp had never heard the sound effect before, and he was in the middle of telling a story, and he's like, just trying to hold it in. I'm like, what the heck is happening to you? And he says, I need you to go get a low health right now. And it's so good. Ugh. Frogs 2 is dead as well, further putting us away from a need for all dungeons.
What was this sound and who is dying?
The House of Skulltula people.
I believe that's the one I was talking about, the hee hoo one.
Oh, okay. Then yes. Yeah, it sounds like a siren. That's our second Lake Hylia Way of the Hero hint there as well.
Oh man, paying $40 to get 5. What a great salesman.
Yeah, I know. In the end, he comes out profiting
35.
just about as much as he went into the hole to go fishing. Fisherman paid him 20 extra for 30 extra for it, and then he comes out with 35. So he profits 5 over the over all these money checks he's done.
We're gonna do some ocarina memorization. Very good feature that was reduced to 5 notes. Yeah, Dotzo being at a slight disadvantage, having not gone to Kakariko yet. Pick up a slingshot. Won't be able to check this target. He does have a small stack of bomb chews to work with. Don't know if you want to check some of the grottos here.
We'll see how far he stretches this pack of 10. Yep, and he's gonna set it up to stretch right now.
Yep, get the same scope. Got some nuts.
Mo nuts at that.
Ooh. And Goma's down for our second runner through the tree.
Cool. Nothing in these bombable grottos for Dotzo. Not yet. He's gonna go check the Wolfos grotto, I'm pretty sure, and then decide if he needs to keep it. But our Way of the Hero is in Lost Woods, not in Sacred Forest Meadows, so this is more of a gamble than going for the bombable grottos in Lost Woods as well.
So it could be on the slingshot minigame, or Skull Mask, or Skull Kid.
Statistically speaking, Skull Mask is one of the highest percentage chances of being needed in Lost Woods if it's Way of the Hero.
It's true, he did the math. Oh, Kakao able to check the Song Storms grotto here.
Didn't even notice that Dotzo's profile select is named Kakao and Trez Y.
Trezwy is my favorite.
It is one of Dotzo's rituals to name his file seed after the opponent.
Oh, nice.
So now that we have our bomb trees back, now we're gonna go to Sacred Forest Meadow and check out Saria's song.
Such a shame that you don't get to keep that Mo Nuts.
He knows where it is. If he wants it, he could.
I wouldn't be coming back for it, but it's still a shame. It's my favorite capacity upgrade. Who doesn't want Mo Nuts?
Getting smacked down.
This was not the Mo Nuts that he was hoping for.
Definitely not.
Catching Mo Nuts to the face now. Whoa!
Oh!
Quick hit!
Oh, you know Dotzo practiced that just for the swag.
Oh, yes.
Oh, there it is.
That's definitely
Kakao.
it.
The way of the hero, the bow on the slingshot target.
That's definitely gonna...
That's our second Shadow Way of the Hero as well. What could be lurking around the corner for our fourth Way of the Hero hint? I wonder if Saria will come. Excuse me. Catching the hiccups here. Lost Woods, that's the second one of those too.
Alright.
6 of the 8 Way of the Hero hints been found, mostly by Dotzo.
And they're all pretty much the same area.
Yep.
Gives, considering Kakao went adult really early on and then decided to go back child, I would probably assume he'd be really quick to go adult and to go Forest Temple.
We also have Kakao going for the save scum on the choose. He's gonna regrettably find nothing useful.
We've had nobody check chickens yet. Not been too much of a favorable reason for either of our runners to go and check it just yet. Dotzo concerned with going to set up that Skull Mask trading quest because it's the last thing in Lost Woods that is, you know, by our knowledge, checkable. But he has a statistic favorability in checking that that Skull Mask check right now. Of course, he hasn't checked the slingshot minigame, but oh, Dotzo going back into the back in, farming up some rupees for the road.
You never know when you might need some money, though. Now that he's got a nice full wallet, time to become an adult. One of the most important lessons to have in life.
Gonna buy a shield.
Kakao pulling off the exact same trick Dotzo did earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That was impressive the second time. Looks like Dotzo wants to find a couple of bucks and do bomb chew bowling.
Oh,
He got one roop.
not certain.
Oh no, he's
Okay,
going
yeah.
for archery first. A little bit of a
He
stronger
can't do
play.
bomb chew bowling just yet.
Yeah, Dotzo's been doing a lot of the No Am No Wrong tournament where bomb choosing logic is enabled, so he's having to switch back and forth.
It's gotta be tough, switching between two vastly different logic sets.
Oh yeah, definitely.
No,
Oh!
just misses it.
Ouch.
At
And
least you don't-
Let him try again.
Yep, nice free game. Look, kid, you were close enough. I'll let you play one more time for free.
No, he misses it again!
Oh no!
Oh,
Dotzo,
Oh.
please!
rip our friend.
Oh, now he's shooting early. He's just gonna blow through his pellets way too fast.
Oh man,
I think the
third
nerves are
time's a
getting to
charm.
him.
Oh yes.
There we go.
Sweet victory for a Deku shield he's already bought.
Alright.
What a steal.
Yep, Dotzo getting caught up on all of these. Meanwhile, Kakao is on his way to open grotto, as well as the first time we will be seeing East Hyrule Field grotto.
You never want to see that. If you spend 2 minutes on a slingshot game finding out Market's dead, it feels bad, man.
That does feel bad. Hey now, chat's getting a little rowdy, okay? I'm a little surprised, well, no, never mind. I forgot that we haven't had runners go into Child Cack yet, so I was about to say I was surprised that I didn't see a Keaton mask pick up on the way into the Temple of Time there, but perfectly understandable.
We have Kakao picking up his child sword.
And it seems as though Kakao is going to opt to keep all of the things that he's found with that pack of bomb shoes.
Yeah, I guess he is okay
Committed.
being down for.
Yeah, personally, I think it's because of that sword. I mean, having a sword is, as much as Deku sticks do, so much more damage than the Kokiri sword, it can be a pain if you run out of Deku sticks at some point.
That was
He
a
changes
very...
his mind and goes to the Deku Scrub Grotto for Heart Piece. Ah, and it actually is a heart piece. See, I've studied up on this seed, I know.
Boulder of Destiny with the silver scale. Coming in clutch.
Nice.
So that means he knows Lake Hylia's way of the hero. He can get Ruto's letter now. Could be the item. Could not be. Who knows?
Show me Vanilla Ruto's letter.
That's the dream.
Words are hard.
Oh, we're getting to see a Redead Grotto as well.
I love that backflip into the bomb shoot explosion. It looks clean as well. Both
Yep.
runners, very good execution. Second
And another
slingshot.
slingshot.
Both
Yep.
slingshots in Kakariko.
Definitely, just going to show you how much the logic wants and needs that bow to be in logic really early on in the scene. And Dotzo is going to go get his other slingshot.
Gonna take the safe hookshot across instead of missing the jump.
Yep, double slingshot find, back to back. Ooh, Kakao missing the ladder.
But what happened to his chicken? Is he still floating around nearby? Or...
Yeah, well, let's see about
Yeah.
that.
That's
See
a
if he
real
comes to
tech.
visit.
Ah, he gets it
Oh,
too!
it is! Oh man. That's the true tech here, folks. You've seen the strat live.
Yeah, who needs Ganon's Castle validation check when you can have validation chicken?
Pose's grave has a shield. Yeah, I know that. Thanks, Stone.
Is ZL gonna come in handy for Dotzo? We catch a glimpse at what's on top of the platform in the windmill. I think it was a piece of heart.
It was a bloopy, but either way, nothing too
Yeah,
important.
it's all junk.
Something shiny and useless, just like that one.
Yeah, I wish I could go up to random women, just be like, "Oh yeah, I'll help you with your chickens," and they give me $5 and I don't do anything.
Lots of shiny and useless up in the graveyard today. Already kind of watching our runners do figure eights around each other in catching up on their routes that they've started with and now have come back. Check. Not really making too much of a difference in our runners' opinions, or in our runners' standings as to where they are in the seed.
So Kakao is confirming that there is a bottle where Rudo's letter should be. Could be vanilla,
Ooh.
could just be who knows.
Let the record show that I had no idea that there was a bottle in Lake Hylia before I said that.
Hey, you and I both studied up on the seed. It's okay.
Don't you know that we've cracked the encryption for OoTRandomizer.com?
Yup.
Once you
Calling
hear
it
Tris's
here.
stories, you just know what's gonna be where.
Yeah, I
Yup.
mean, just like
Just like how I know with 100% certainty that if this fish ever manages to decide wants to come with Link, it's gonna be worth 50 rupees.
ooh,
Bold
bold prediction.
predictions.
Oh man, that's 3 fires for Dotzo in the first race.
Somebody get this man to Taco Bell. He needs some fire sauce.
Hey.
Oh man, roasted.
I don't know. Personal opinion, I think if
Roasted.
I think if Dotso has Taco Bell now, he might not make it through the race.
Man, I shouldn't have said Taco Bell because now I want some. Okay.
Alright,
Well,
going
good
back.
thing for them that they don't need to worry about a bean in Lake Hylia. If they didn't have that hook shot, it would be kind of sad to have to come here without the beans in attempts to save your chews for something more important.
Curious to see what Kakao's gonna do now. He's kind of in the middle of the night, so he could go adults, could wait it out and hit Kakariko. He does have the bow and the hook shot, so adult
Yup.
might not be a bad play.
I can't see a world where he doesn't go to the Boulder of Destiny while we're waiting. Yep. That is exactly what we're going to see, and he's going to pick up that silver scale for himself.
The question is he gonna go right back to the lake to pick up that bottle? Probably not worth it. Probably better just wait and it could even go up to Goron City.
I think Kakao might, depending on if he's locked out, I wouldn't be too surprised if he somehow routes in back to Lake Hylia to go get that Zora scale. Or
Looks
to use
like-
the Zora scale to see what's in.
Looks like from the angle we're seeing, he's gonna try and hit up Zora's River.
That's a good early play. We do have Zeldas, so that's free access. Quite a
It is
number of
technically in
hits.
logic, but not necessarily the route he's taking.
Yep, and we will most likely see him dip out of the domain and into Lake Hylia to go check and see if that bottle actually is Gruto's letter, or if it's just another plain ass bottle. But either way, could be slightly helpful.
Man, I really hope it's a small Poe, so he has to lose the health in order to use the bottle. Our man's gonna buy a seed first. I'm not sure if he got the hint that, I believe he did get the one that the desert one is dead. I'm not sure where he's gonna use these.
Alright, we had some reverse checks there. Bolero was found at Saria's Song, and Saria's Song was found at Bolero.
Oh. Yeah, now that he has Saria's Song, I definitely want to go hit Forest Temple.
Oh, lovely. And we're going to see a fire dip from Dotzo.
Oh no, I just realized he doesn't have bow yet. That was Kekko's fun.
Yeah, that was on the slingshot target. Our man Dotzo didn't pick up the slingshot until after he already left the forest. Was that a shield up there?
That is looking like a prescription, I think.
That is a prescription. Correct me if I'm wrong, does this rule set have ice traps instead of actual items, or?
Yeah, there are 6 ice traps in the general item pool that get shuffled. Oh, and we got a bomb bag on Song of Storm's frogs.
That's good, that's...
Kakao. Lots of things open in logic now. Not only does he have the strength 1 to go and do Dodongo's Cavern most of the way through, but he has the bombs to finish the whole thing out. If you had any ADC to ever ask for, it would be this one, even though we don't know that it's all dungeons just yet.
And Dotso not getting anywhere in the fire temple. He got 1 key and then a bloopy, so he's gotta come right back out.
Yeah, a bit of a stretch. Might just be able to pull, 1 item out of that chest while he's getting a Bolero check, but
So that was the Wasteland Teacher's Nocturne. So that means either Lensless Wasteland or have to get Requiem first.
ouch.
Market
We're
is
still on the
English.
hunt for that next Way of the Hero hint. Just seeing a piece of heart in the ledge. If this is useless, let's see if he decides to expend a chew to get an extra hint. From Dotzo, it wouldn't be uncommon to see him aggressively farm the hint. So he's already got that Hylian shield. We'll see him dip out and elect to not get the hint just yet.
No, his time is
Gonna wait to
short-lived in Death Mountain Crater.
Yep, gonna wait to see if he can get that Great Fairy's Fountain as well. Scum as many chews as possible if you can.
she gave us is some money. Kakao, now with the greatest spread, he's not gonna go for the diving minigame cheese.
Requiem holds Nocturne of Shadow.
Looks like if Dotzo's going through all this effort for the skull, looks like he's keeping the chew usage where it's at.
Yep, looks like he's gonna keep to it.
Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out. Let's hit this song of Storm Grotto real quick.
Stick upgrade from diving minigame.
To those asking, this is the first round of the losers bracket.
Ah, first bottle we see is actually a bug bottle in the Songstorm's Grotto. Lovely.
Which means we have 2 bottles in the same sphere, which is something you don't see all the time.
And
Piece of heart.
Ooh, the
Ooh,
second
long shot.
Long shot in the torch chest. That's interesting. Now we also get to go see if our speculations are true. And Daganopa is saying it's a 33% chance it's true now. I still can't tell.
Well,
And
we'll
it
see.
is! It's vanilla! Vanilla
Thank you,
Rudolph's
thank you.
glitter.
I'd like to thank the Academy and
Hey, you worked really hard to get to this day. Live it up.
So that's big.
Absolutely.
He's already here. He's already a kid. He's just gonna go turn that in. Won't be able to finish Jabu, but he can go check the ferry and also opens Ice Cavern for when he goes back adult.
Yep. The only thing that could make this better for him is if there was a Faror's Wind sitting right there on the right side of his inventory. Just drop that bad boy inside Jabu. Not even have to worry about making the trek back up here. But I think that's too much convenience for us to ask for in a seed.
Oh yeah, something's got to give.
Oh,
Our lad's gotta go get a fish. I guess he's gonna open
Oh.
Jabu so he doesn't have to later.
has he already done the scale game?
Yes.
yes.
Okay, that is
Yeah,
why.
it was a Deku stick upgrade.
Oh wow, so he's got all 30 sticks. Yep, Momo sticks.
Big Mo 6.
That's something you want to see early on, so you know you don't have to worry about buying sticks for the rest of the race.
Yep.
Yeah, it might make him regret not save scumming all those bomb shoes he spent.
Yep. He
Well, he's
saved.
got
Yeah, he
Momo
didn't
nuts.
save scum those bomb chews in favor of the sword there, especially when he found that. But very shortly afterwards, on the waterfall, found 20, and not even 15 minutes later, finding the next set of stick upgrades.
Right, see, Dotzo knows that this is just a stone. He might, again, it's Dodongos. He has bomb chews. He could theoretically finish it. It's going to be interesting to see if he wants to and pick up the ocarina.
Oh, I'm sure that they're. I'm sure that the full clear is something in mind.
Oh wow, I've never seen someone do a ground jump here to get up there.
Yep. It's a little tense to pull off, for sure, but it's something that you can do. I
Definitely
personally
all.
don't go for the strat because your boy here is not that good.
I hear that one.
I hope to be that good someday, though. I'm gonna practice up. I practiced real hard for the qualifiers. And by the way, speaking of races and just qualifiers in general, if anybody out there is wanting to like get into Randomizer and you haven't gotten into a race because you're like, oh man, I don't feel like I'm good enough yet. I don't feel like I'm familiar enough yet. Well, let me tell you, the only way to get better at something is to practice. And every single race that you enter is practice. And everybody that finishes ahead of you will always have something that you can learn from. It's always a good learning experience. Take out those races.
That's a very
That's some
cool setup.
swag strats for those, yeah.
You don't even have to move. You just hesitate how long you hold the bomb shoe.
Yeah, I believe that's a strat Dotzo knows from. It's used in the 80% speedrun route, as well as a couple other tricks to do this insanely fast. Dotzo has a immense knowledge of glitches. It's just crazy to me how much he knows, and he can just pull out of his hat at any given moment.
Oh yeah.
Definitely a very high skill runner, very technical, very knowledged.
And his execution on almost all of it is beautiful.
And it all comes from his experience speedrunning the vanilla game. You know, he used to.
It is very much so a treat to watch all these like top-seeded runners all the way up. You know, all of the top 32 that we have here have pretty dang good execution, but in some instances there are some times where I find myself just dumbfounded at the way that any of these people are able to do what they're doing, and it makes me want to go practice harder. Yeah, missed that bomb flower. I could have swore that was gonna go in, but the game said no, and it's reasoning rules, whether or not it's justified or not.
I think it's just incredible how many things can be done on an N64 game. It's what, 20 years old and still things being found about it? Like, wow.
Yep.
It's all just determinant, on the fan base. There's so many people still actively looking for glitches, and they're still going to find glitches and continue to find glitches until eventually, something like arbitrary code execution is going to be found, and you can literally do anything you want in the game.
Opting to not get the blue rupee. Wow, just gonna leave that nickel on the ground. Let me tell you, nickels add up. Kids.
If I had a nickel for every bloopy I got, I'd be a rich man.
Yes, please, could I convert every single rupee that I've ever found on stream into a 5 bits instead? Like, I would totally be down for that.
Imagine just having that pocket donator, just, oh, you picked up a bloopy? Here's 5 bits.
That sounds like a one of those GDQ donations.
Ooh, almost didn't get that, but coming in clutch, gonna get it anyway.
He's gonna get healed for it. Kinda worth. Not even a little bit. We do have the Ocarina of Time now, so that's a song. That's a nice blue icon on the corner of the
lovely.
I wonder if that's Dotzo's whole reason for naming his file against his opponent, so he can blow him up in Goron City.
Huh.
Talk about the intimidation factor.
Kakao is going to give up his status as the 69 rupee holder.
Nope, 89. Very, very early Mito skip. Gonna go get that song for a minuet. As our lad purchases a Hylian shield. Something you never want to see, buying a shield.
You know, honestly, item-wise, I think Dotzo's just a little bit behind, considering the fact that Kakao has both a bow, long shot, and bombs, and as well as, you know, Ruto's letter. But other than that, dungeon-wise, Dotzo's done one more dungeon than Kakao, which it's a stun dungeon, so not technically needed to complete the seed. So
For sure, definitely staying a kid longer is helping out more. But Dotzo does now have Requiem, which means he effectively has the Nocturne, so... you know, he's got the song advantage, he can move around the map a bit easier. But I do agree, Kakao is definitely getting a lot more bang for his buck being a child. Which without the bow, he won't be able to do much here. Definitely an amount, but won't be able to finish it out. Who knows, he might find a second bow in here.
yeah, the other day I was commentating on a seed and goes into Forest Temple just to get, you know, whatever checks he can get with just hookshot, and bow is in that first key check.
Kakao going back to adult. He's done his time being a kid. Cleared out the checks in Jabu. Cleaned up Hylian Field. And really got a lot done.
Kind of crazy to see this this situation here. The items are kind of spread around. Kakao's got far more logical access to things. Feels like Dotzo is slightly ahead in terms of the way that he's executed things in the seed.
Kakao wishing he picked that up before becoming an adult now. Could have gotten 2 more checks as a kid with it, but next time.
What was the song that we learned on Minuet?
Requiem.
Requiem. Okay, that's a quick path to Nocturne right there.
Yep. So Dotzo's got 2 songs in the bank. He's just gotta go pick up.
Yeah, swing and a miss from Kakao trying to pick up Link the Goron. I've actually never seen that before. I'm actually really surprised that didn't. But Link the Goron's hitbox has always been flaky at best.
And
Close miss.
So difficult.
I mean, personally, my pretty good strat is just use the bow whenever he rolls by, shoot the bomb, and you can time it really easily.
Yep, I'm surprised he hasn't used it yet. I know it's faster if you can get it the other way, but... and also probably another determining reason in coming to do this boulder maze. before actually getting Link to Goron is resetting the position. So
Ocarina of Time teaches a Sun Song, so we're gonna get Nocturne and Sun Song for Dotzo. Not sure if he knows, not sure if Sun Song really worth finishing Dongo, but it's the checks, they're there. It's an easy dungeon. Looks like he is bow locked from continuing in Forest, so he's just gonna go get another hint, pick up a song, hit the fairy fountain, possibly. While Kakao does a little bit of trailing, cleaning up Goron City. And we know Forest Temple is Way of the Hero.
just as a reminder, where did we pick up Song of Time as well?
Song of Time was Zelda's Lullaby.
Okay.
Oh, Kakao missing the skull. Gotta climb back up there and pick it up again.
So with our knowledge as viewers right now, we are only missing Minuet, Serenade, and Prelude.
Correct.
Save scum in the fairy fountain real quick.
Missing that ZL. Songs are hard, man.
Both runners, within seconds, screwing up a song. Good thing he
Give me
saved
my
that
shoes
bomb shoe.
back. Give them back.
$20, not worth it.
Ooh, almost.
Oh, Alright, Kakao with the advantage here going into Forest Temple. With the bow,
Yep.
he can full clear it. Which Forest is only the late medallion, but it's a medallion.
It's a medallion nonetheless, for sure.
Yeah, medallion's a medallion.
And the unfortunate thing is, even though Dotzo found the boss key, there's no quick way to the door. He's still gotta do the whole dungeon. So it's
Yep. Very linear place.
Minimal help. Still gotta check everything. He found out it's Way of the Hero, so he's can't skip any chests. This long shot making traversing the area so much faster as well. Here we go, the blue ocarina.
Whiffs.
Third try. It's fine.
Sun Song could make collecting our potentially required 20 Skulltulas a little faster. All we know is 30, 40, and 50 are dead.
Sunsong or Nighttime Skulltulas don't require Sunsong in the seed, right?
They do.
They do. Okay.
Oh, almost forgetting to check the hint. Forest Temple, Way of the Hero.
Or well, unless I'm misunderstanding, the nighttime Skulltulas still only appear at night, but they do not have a requirement of having Sun Song in order to appear.
Yeah, no. There's a logical setting that only puts Nighttime Skulltulas in logic if you have Sunsong.
Oh, is Dotzo gonna make the play for the bottom of the well?
It looks like it.
Oh,
Or at least he's gonna set it up.
That's Kakao's favorite thing. Bottom of the well.
And perhaps Dotzo knows this about his opponent. Kakao loves going bottom of the well, and he may be thinking right now if Kakao found something at the bottom of the well, if he was child and went here earlier, then maybe I'll find something that'll help me along the way as well.
Especially we did get Song of Storms very early on, so that's pointing you towards well or frogs. We know frogs paid out, but
Yep, had those bombs on it. Looks like he'll have just enough chews to get this as well, if he decides to get those 2 chews back once he leaves here.
Dotzo was pretty close to accidentally doing a clip right there. That would have been not good.
Ah, and the lens of truth in the well.
French vanilla.
the most underrated of flavors.
Opting to keep them. Or opting to keep the things that he's found with those 2 chews, though to be real, there's not really that much else that you want to stretch those chews out for right now anyway, so...
Chews didn't really pay out, but... I mean, the well, getting the lens, runner like this doesn't need it. You know, you never want to see the lens minigame being something. Huh. Interesting way to get past here.
Doesn't want to get screamed at.
Nope.
Kakao picking up a fish in a bottle. Feeling a little silly having to go back for the one now. At least Dotzo knows he can skip all 3 of those checks, just get the lens, go play the song, and check the other side. Looks like he might not even go for lens. Yeah,
Perhaps not.
On the way around.
I would imagine.
Yeah, you don't want to just leave it there.
Kakao bonking on the ladder that is invisible to thy mortal eyes unless you are staring directly at it. Oh, got what is that? A bloopy in the casket.
I love being able to look through walls. It saves so much time.
It really does. You know, back in the days of 3.0, transitioning into 4.0 was an odd thing for me because of the freestanding models. I didn't initially like having the freestanding models, but the only reason I didn't like them was because the genuine surprise of picking up an item model and then turning something different. That was the only thing that gave me like reservation, but like it makes your ability to plan and route through seeds so much more efficient with the ability to do things like looking through the wall and seeing if you absolutely need something that's on a bean plant in the graveyard. Honestly, it's just it's one of the best changes that has come to Rando in the past, the past change from 3.0 to 4.0. Glad it's your
sure.
stick.
Ooh, getting the
Oh,
unlucky.
Feels bad, man.
Alright, that was a 2-cycle dead hand. For a key.
oh, Kakao just barely missing.
Now he's just mixing up his buttons. He doesn't know what's what anymore.
Oh, light arrows. No need to go and spend a hint.
Saves time climbing the tower.
For sure. And a boomerang! Oh my goodness, as soon as Dotzo gets over to Zora's domain, it's gonna be time for him to finish Jabu. And while Kakao is ahead on Forest Temple checks, we got Dotzo being able to full clear Jabu, and that will save him a lot of time. No
Bottom
need to
of the
backtrack all the way.
That's always the pain. You never want to check Jabu and then have to go back, because getting there as a kid takes so much more time.
It does. Even with the shortcut, that automatically saves Dotzo more time than already having the bow when entering the Forest Temple. Forest Temple is an easy double dip. Jabu is not.
Dotzo didn't go back for the lens, though. Not sure if he will still. At this point, it's kind of faster to just get out of the dungeon than to go pick up his last chest. Unless he forgot he saved without it.
Oh, he's gonna get eaten.
Oh, no, he's gonna save out. He's clean. We're good. That boy is not getting eaten today.
This is true. He does know that there is a barren market, so not needing it for the lens minigame, not needing it for anything else. All of our top 32 runners very comfortable with doing lensless and reverse wasteland. So
Very true. I forgot that the minigame would count for market. So yeah, no need for the lens. Sun Song, we're gonna check the last grave in the graveyard. And hopefully our man goes up to the Zora's River. Not much else for him to do as a kid. He does have to go do the slingshot target though. Hopefully he doesn't forget that hint.
Yeah, once he does that, he can go full clear Forest Temple. Well,
I would imagine us witnessing with having Sun Song and Nocturne that we see these events play out. He gets the Skull Total reward, sets up the mask check, and then backtracks his way into Zora's River to do things that are there.
I go with a very close recoil on the checkerboard room. Needed that health refill. He was feeling low. Oh, and the free bugs he got, Dotzo, coming in handy. Didn't quite see what his count's at, but he can get another 5 here in Kakariko, so that should... if he's not at 10 yet, we'll get him to 10. I'd say he was at 16.
Yep, 17 here. He'll get 18, 19, and 20 up there as well.
And then he'll be done getting skulls for the rest of the run.
Yep, no more skulls from Dotzo. No more surprises for everybody else in the audience either, with regards to what the Skulltulas hold beyond this cycle in Kakariko.
All will be revealed.
Oh, turn in the letter, open up the mask shop.
Yep. And while we do know that there's a bow on the slingshot minigame, we haven't seen either one of our runners check the skull mask. There's still a chance that something could be there on the skull mask, and that we get bamboozled as to which one of them points to Way of the Hero. Now, obviously, the bow, hard required in the seed, but sometimes Way of the Hero doesn't have something that's hard in mind. Hard progression can sometimes be pointed to through a smaller item that is not necessarily hard progression. Always hard to figure out if you loot more than one thing that actually has a use in a Way of the Hero. And
Yeah, you always want to full clear any area that has a Way of the Hero hint, because a lot of the times it can either be, it can be more than one thing.
all right, there's our friend on 10 paying out for the cure.
Wallet.
Nothing. All the skulls are dead.
Unless you want to get that double health on 50, but that's not really necessary at this point. All I know is I want to see silver gauntlets on skull masks. That way he's thinking, oh no, I gotta do GTG.
We'll see. And we still haven't... It's surprising me. We still haven't found that fourth Way of the Hero. We've still been lurking on twice finding Lost Woods, twice finding the Shadow Temple, and twice finding Lake Hylia. So there's one Way of the Hero item in each of those locations so far. We're missing we've got 6 of the 8 total Way of the Hero hints that are shuffled into the Hintstone pool. 2 of them remaining to be seen somewhere out in the vast world of Hyrule.
Kakao did find the gold scale here in the Forest Temple, so that opens up quite a few more things. That'll help with the Water Temple. With the long shot already, he could do quite a bit in there.
I believe with Funitura... Good.
Thank you, Alchi. I had stepped away from my position for just a moment to take care of something when we were at the Colossus. I just stepped back.
Yeah, we did have 2 forests. Promise I didn't forget. I just didn't say a word because numbers are hard.
So we found all 8 of our Way of the Hero hints then.
Yes.
Excellent.
Kako picking up his gold. Oh, you already mentioned. What am I doing? Oh god, words.
Yeah, gold scale, that'll help with Water Temple, which we know is required. I do believe you can do it without the iron boots if you have the gold scale.
Yeah,
And the long shot as well.
Yeah, that was my my train of thought. I was gonna say, I believe Tunic requirements puts everything except for, of course, assuming you have iron boots, everything except for the basement of the column, I believe.
Yep. Central Pillar is off limits without the iron boots.
Phantom Ganon dropping a piece of heart, and we have our first medallion on Kakao. It's only the light medallion, not really getting anything for it, but, 1 out of 6. Does reset the time of day for Kakao, not sure where he was at, but, yeah, not bad. Also going to pick up the Skull Mask and then save quit back to Kokiri Forest. That way he can do the last checks in the Lost Woods. Which he can do all of them at this point. He does know. Sorry,
Also going to collect on the ferry.
Ah.
I
Have
don't
we
think
seen
this
this
was
ferry
checked.
yet?
I don't think this was checked while I was away.
It was. Kakao did it.
Kakao did it? Okay.
Yeah, it was nothing.
Perfect place to save Scamachu.
Oh yeah.
Now we see Kakao calling Epona.
Are we gonna get a Poe? Mr. Danforth?
You know, if Dotzo does decide to go to Lost Woods, I wouldn't be too surprised if he stops by Zora's River, picks up his bomb bag.
Opting to follow the gold scale, it looks like, as Way of the Hero. Gonna go to Lake Hylia and test the, at least the water temple, see if he can get a boss key.
And the lab
and
dive.
the lab dive, yes.
Yeah, if you can get a quick boss key, Morph is dead. The secret is always check the compass chest.
No.
Oh,
Oh man.
misses
No.
this twice.
Looks like he's gonna go fishing first.
Yep. Do have some Way of the Hero stuff to accomplish here before we go into the water temple, so... Though he's already found that Ruto's letter, obviously required to get into Jabu. Again, always a good idea to full clear a Way of the Hero area. Not guaranteed that something is always... Just because it's hard progression doesn't mean that it's always going to be the one that was intended for Way of the Hero.
There are definitely still a few required items to be found. Gonna need Din Fire, Megaton Hammer, Boomerang and Light Arrows, of course, Hover Boots, Mirror Shield. All the dungeons we need a lot of items.
Ah, Skull Mask is nothing.
Next check on the way back is Slingshot, so he'll get the bow.
You'll get that bow, yep.
So we know that is the only thing Lost Woods has. Doesn't even check the score. Like we're gonna sing for
Nothing on deck. Nothing on diving lab from Kakao. Just a recovery heart.
Hmm.
We're running out of possible Lake Hylia Way of the Hero hints. It's either whatever's on this heart piece or shooting the sun, I believe.
Mm-hmm. And if we had Sun Song available on Kakao's side, we would probably get to see what's there before the water gets drained, but it's okay. And just a piece of heart there, so
Shooting the sun.
looks like it's gonna wait for the day cycle to complete, or the nighttime cycle to complete.
I mean, just waited it out.
You're close enough.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't look like time of day will sink too much. You won't sink too much time into time of day.
Ah, I can't tell what that is. Oh, it's a bow-locked bow. Oh, Dotzo finding some fashion.
Oh, that's nice to have. Especially sitting at 5 hearts.
Yeah, Kakao pretty solidly knowing now that Lake Hylia, Way the Hero, knows it is a singularly favorable way of the hero leading from Ruto's letter to the rest of the progression that item has to offer. Oh, Dotso, don't you want to pick up that gold rupee up there? Bill Gates just a little bit?
Looks like he is going to go back to the start and do the full clear of the river before doing the fountain.
Hopefully he will stop to pick up his bomb bag at frogs.
Unfortunately, he does know that frogs are dead, so he has all 6 songs, but he knows that, 5 of them are useless.
Definitely be happy to see that.
Yep. Doesn't have to stretch out his two chews any further.
And a sneaky eye, he managed it. Kakao, yeah, it looks like he's going to the bottom first.
Yep. Gonna see that prescription up there.
Is he gonna bomb shoot for this chest though? Oh, no irons, he won't be able to get it.
If he has, does he have any chews left? Because if he has chews left, he can still get it with the water raised.
I believe he'd be able to recoil after lowering the water if that's what he chooses to do. Not sure if lowering the water is worth it here without the iron.
Opting to lower the water. Interesting.
It's a brave choice. I suppose you can do the anti-grav jump to raise it, can't you?
Yep, you can. And always on the instance that he doesn't want anything that's in here, he can always just save scum. Oh, fascinating strat. Never seen that one in person. And now I want to learn it. Oh my, it's a mirror shield, but its spirit is barren. It's gonna help regardless, but your silver gauntlet's away from obtaining a medallion.
Still good news, another shield. We have Dotzo going straight for Lake Hylia.
And there's the boss key.
Holy cow! Well, we are witnessing another medallion right here. And it's gonna turn up to Kakao's advantage that he decided to lower the water and do the middle of that 3 stack of rooms with that mirror shield.
Definitely, Water Temple has been very nice to Kakao.
Question is, how hard is it going to be for him to raise the water?
Still gonna take the option to check the compass chest, just in case something is there. So at this point, you gotta feel like there's a high potential for a small key to appear on this.
There's nothing telling him that that's all there is to find here, so he might as well check.
Yep, and there's a small key.
We should see him just go ahead and finish off water. At least that would be my choice. You could clear out a pretty good portion of Water Temple, but just based on the sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, just I was gonna say he's just at least getting these super easy middle tier checks away, if nothing else.
Dotzo going for the swag torch run while the minigame playing. My personal favorite strat. I don't think I'm good enough to pull it off, but I love when they can.
He's gonna have a very short amount of time here. I don't think he has time to actually loot the chest before going over there. Yeah. That's a pretty wide spread of rupees, too. It's gonna... Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's...
He's got
gonna be
3
tight.
dives in 8 seconds. I don't think he's got this.
I believe in Dotzo. Oh,
It is no
dude,
go for Dotzo.
ouch.
Should have paid a little more attention to the spread before taking the strat.
He's picked up his long shot. He's gonna be very happy.
He's gonna be very sad when he finds out that the diving minigame is useless.
Again, though, we get to see a full clear of Jabu, obtain that first spirit medallion of the 2 runners we have featured today. Kakao having a little bit of troubles getting this strat to work. For those of... Oh, go ahead.
No, that's...
For those of you watching, if you find yourself struggling with this particular trick, but you still want something to speed up your game in this stretch of rooms in the Water Temple, you can go directly forward to the door beyond the 6 Tektites, and instead of opening the block, you can, if you have the iron boots, you can just kill off all of the stingray enemies, mash down the switch with your iron boots, wait till the room is filled, and swim straight forward. You will ledge grab without the need of pushing the blocks.
Huh. Learn something new every day.
Ah, there he goes. You got it. First try this time.
First try every time.
Yeah, if you get the right angle there, you can just, Link goes down far enough to just kind of swim right underneath that ledge there without needing iron boots or diving, which is rather slow. There's the other magic.
Unnecessary, not even worth keeping it. Just, it's boss time. Unless he wants to go fight Dark Link.
Yeah, most of these runners are, skilled enough at fights like Ganon, where a whole bunch of magic really isn't useful. The only place it would maybe be useful is if...
Ooh.
Ouch. Falling on column would probably just be worth it to reset, go to the beginning of the dungeon. Yep, looks like that's what he's gonna do.
Doesn't even have to save again. Didn't do anything.
We get our first peek at Boomerang lock chest inside Jabu on Dotzo's side as well. Ours is our
It's
third
a
bottle of the
normal
season.
bottle.
A blue potion. Oh, that always looks so glitchy.
Yeah, if you can grab that ledge, and just the angle and the speed that you grab it at, Link tries to grab it and also simultaneously let go of it at the same time. This glitch explanation brought to you by the interruption of Dotzo finding his iron boots, which should make his progression of his completion of Water Temple when he so chooses a lot faster than Kako's not having to do so much and possibly clear out some other checks, but Kako can't right now.
So logically, you're supposed to do Jabu first.
It would seem so.
Which would mean you need to do well first. Which means you're supposed to make 2 trips to the lake. First one to find the letter, and second one to find the boomerang.
It's always fun seeing how sometimes the logic for seeds can get really.
Organize myself. I meant the first time to the Doors River to get the bomb bag to do well to get the thing.
Yep.
Confusing.
So for those of you in the chat that enjoy multitasking, watching a couple streams at once, don't forget, this is Zelda Speedruns 2. Zelda Speedruns 1, or better known as Zelda Speedruns, just in general, is also live right now. Number 11, Raikaru, versus number 22 is live on ZSR right now. If you want to keep track of both of those races, it'd be pretty neat to see what goes on over there. I wish I could be watching it myself, but it's there for your viewing pleasure, so head on over to ZSR while you're keeping up with this race as well. It'd be great.
And remember to smash that like button while you're there. Subscribe.
Smash!
Hit the big fat sub to Zelda Speedruns, and you can get some cool little emotes like Blame Trez.
Oh, it's great. Blame Trez, ZSR Toilet, ZSR Hype, 3 of my favorite emotes to use.
Nah, my personal favorite's got to go to one of the newer emotes, ZSR Bam. I'm a pretty big fan of.
It is pretty new, and I forget about it. I forget about it existing because it's so new, but I do enjoy it.
Isn't there also one for Discount Trez? I feel like that's somewhere.
That's in our OOTR Discord server, which all of you should come and join.
Wow, that sounds
You are not
fantastic. How does one join that?
I believe if someone were to go and type in exclamation disc like this.
This? Well.
Ah, yes, exactly like that. You can come and join the party at the ZSR Discord. Not only do you get some extra extra places that you can go for learning new strats and things, we have plenty of resources where you can download the latest developer branch builds of the randomizer so you can see what kind of things are going into the community firsthand. All kinds of social channels, anything that you've ever wanted to ask anybody, you're free to do that there. The community that we have here at the Randomizer Discord and ZSR both are just fantastic. So if you find yourself in need of some new Randomizer friends, head over to the Discord.
even volunteer to be like one of us nerds and commentate on some of these races.
Yep. Always looking for some more talent to submit into the audition pool. So
Commentators,
we can always use it.
trackers.
Lean Baronade fight by Dotzo. Among some of the cleanest Baronade fights I've witnessed.
And at the same time, Morpha's dying too.
Yep.
The synchronized water boss deaths.
Well, that's just not very nice, Dotzo.
He just wants to leave the boomerang behind.
It's your
No.
future wife. Throwing a
Good job,
stick.
Lou, some upset stomach. So the only difference in dungeon completion here, Kakao's gonna get a song for finishing and getting the forest medallion. Datsu's gotta finish the spirit temple for a song off his.
We'll catch another hint here. It's another
No.
spirit foolish.
To the chat, all skulls are useless. We got hints for 30, 40, 50 being dead, and we turned in 10 and 20 with Dotzo, and all we got was some hearts and some roops.
I believe we also got double defense on 50, right?
That is fact.
Now we'll see Dotzo go and follow up for Child Spirit. Instead of taking his guaranteed 2 medallion gains right now, although, I mean, you're setting up for your medallion once you get through Child Spirit, just in case those that boss key, or even perhaps your strength that you are so wildly looking for at this point in order to go for Spirit, happen to be locked to Child side.
So that runner synchronization, though, both of them landed to go to the desert at the same time. And it looks like there's just a rupium there. We already got a hint that it's dead, though, so I don't know why we're looking.
Yeah, it looks like Kakao's just coming to get Nocturne. Doesn't have entry yet. Just quite yet. We might also see him pick up the Great Fairy here. I don't think he's done that yet.
Still determined to see. Yeah, that's definitely a blue
Yeah.
Yep. Gotta be extra sure. Sometimes that check specifically has fooled a lot of people, especially during the early days of freestanding models. I was on comms for one session where every single person on the commentary panel seemed to think that they were looking at a Deku shield, and it seemed like we had someone who was in the interview that thought that it was a Deku shield as well, when it wound up being a required gold gauntlets up there. So you have to be very sure about that check.
Yeah, it can be particularly trolly since it only requires Requiem and either a scale or bombs to be in logic, which tend to be gotten pretty early on in the seed, in any given seed.
Fairly low logical access, yeah. So I mean, the lower the logical access, typically the higher chance that check winds up having something really nice on it. So you have to be extra vigilant about it. Oh, we're picking up Serenade.
Quality of life song.
Too bad we already finished the water temple.
Yeah.
Just as a quick recap to anyone joining in, we started with the Kokiri Emerald, and since the other two stones were Deku Tree and Dodongo's Cavern, very easy, just bang out dungeons. I just decided to go through and kill them both. Who knows, Sunsong could be useful. Hopefully it is at this point after all the effort to get it, but it looks like the Mad Lad is doing chickens. I don't know, we're almost 2 hours in. I'm not sure if chickens is the right play.
Yeah, I definitely question doing chickens, especially since he has 2 entire dungeons that he can full clear at this point. Well, 1.95 or something. There's one check-in water temple he doesn't have logical access to.
And chickens is either within the first hour or within the 5th hour. You don't do it at the 2nd hour. I suppose it is your 2nd trip to Child Cack. It's daytime. It's time. Actually, it's his 3rd trip.
Alright, well, he's got all the chickens in the pen. Let's see if it just pays off for him. Ah, no, it doesn't. Just a bundle of danger darts.
Yep, not metaphorically or literally.
Yep, no money to be had at all. Just some pointy sticks.
Nope, Chicken Lady doesn't have any money until, she might, I guess she does 7 years from then, but...
All she gets is $5.
Yeah, she felt bad about just giving us a weapon 7 years ago. She's like, you know, I should have paid you. Here's your hard-earned salary.
Alright, looks like it's time for Dotzo to grow up a bit. He's got plenty he can do now that as an adult. He can finish forest, he can finish water, he can dip into fire again. No, he can't because he still needs the hammer. No din, so he can't go into shadow. No silver gauntlet, so he can't do spirit.
Even light arrows or fire arrows would give him. I don't know. Is fire arrow into shadow allowed in brackets?
Mm-hmm. It's allowed in qualifiers as well. Just you hardly see anybody ever do it, but it's becoming a more popular strategy. With good reason too, especially if you have double magic. Like it totally bypasses your need to go and search through the needle in a haystack that is Hyrule for that dense fire. If you already have the fire arrows, it's a big play to be able to obtain a medallion that early. Whereas your opponents are just looking in the haystack for the needle.
Yep, Shadow has a high logical access, but a fairly large amount of checks as well. So weighing that into your routing can sometimes be difficult depending on what items you have.
It's very unfortunate for our runners that the dungeon with the highest check density is barren right now. So even if they do find their gauntlets, they can't expect to really find anything else that's going to help them out too much. The only thing that they would get as a consolation prize, especially for Dotzo, if Dotzo winds up pulling out some silver gauntlets really soon, he will be the only one of our runners with a Spirit and Shadow Medallion combo to complement each other and will receive an extra check as a result.
And just for a little bit of fun, the only 2 songs that remain, the Minuet of Forest and Prelude, last 2 checks are Burning Cack and Ice Cavern. Where do you think's which?
I'm gonna say that I'm gonna put Minuet on Ice Cavern because we've got a lot of conveniences that have happened in this seed. I feel like that adding one more is just a little too much.
Yeah, especially since Sarya's song wasn't too out of the way to go get. It wouldn't surprise me if Forest Temple's access was Sarya's song.
I believe we found something in here. Nope. Just some roots.
Romer 21X has a point. We do have a Pona, so as well as Longshot, so could be pointing towards Grotto Fortress area or possibly GTG.
Yeah, no hints for or against horseback archery. And with Song of Time, Bow, they can just about full clear GTG, right? It does look like our runners are going to follow in the other's footsteps. Kakao choosing to complete Dodongo's Cavern. It's a fast dungeon. No point not to, really. A couple easy checks, easy boss fight. You'll get the song. It's a little moot if you need it, but it's there. And Dotzo re-entering to finish the Forest Temple. Pick up his second medallion. That will leave us. Taco's got the advantage here, with already being at the end of Dodongo's Cavern, and being a medallion up. The only difference being boomerang and light arrow difference.
Yep. It wouldn't surprise me to see Kakao make a play for Gerudo Training Grounds very soon. Because for all he knows, Boomerang very well could be hitting there as well. With the check density being so high there, and having the ability to full clear the place should he choose, it's hard to not imagine taking that as one of your highest options once you get through your progression.
Looking at it again, there's a couple of checks we won't be able to make the like room without the silver gauntlets. Can't get back in there.
True.
So there's 3 chests, I believe, in that room alone. So that's everything else is done, including the toilet. That's the only thing that we'd be missing.
Now, there's actually 4 chests in that room. There's the one on the ledge, invisible one by the 3rd like, and then the 2 that spawn from killing all the likes.
Oh, right. But still,
Recalling information is hard for me, apparently.
4 out of 14 checks, I think it's worth it.
Super high check density.
Long shot, it just goes so fast. That Kakao is gonna go start. I don't know what he's doing. Go back to Goron City. Go check the fairy fountain. What's also interesting is Forest Temple is Way of the Hero. The only thing I remember finding there is the gold scale.
Pretty sure that is the only thing we found there.
But what does that mean?
Well, it could point to a couple of things. like we covered earlier, the gold scale in brackets with the fewer tunic requirements means that a lot of the chests in combination with the long shot are accessible. In fact, every one of them are accessible with gold scale and long shot. It can also point to Tektite Grotto, but that's less likely since we also have iron boots found in Jabu.
So unless it's saying that, you know, you're supposed to get the golden scale before the iron boots. It's the only way I can see it.
Yep, and that could be our logical entry into Water Temple.
Unless it's just supposed to be the first scale we found, because we need the scale to get to Jabu. That's the only way we got the letter. So that's an interesting point to note there.
What point was our silver scale found? I made a note of it and I can't read my own handwriting.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
I marked
silver scale-
BOD.
Boulder
Oh, Boulder
Boulder of
Destiny.
Destiny, that's the one! There it is!
And that's because we didn't have... we
We
did have
didn't-
bomb access, though.
No, we had Bomb
have
Shoe
Bomb
because
Shoe.
Bomb Bag was in. Yeah, Bomb Bag was
Yes.
in Frogs, so
We
that
needed-
was our first logical.
Yeah, so our scale was intended to be a silver scale in the Forest Temple.
So that way we could get the bomb bag and then the gold scale. And we cracked the code.
It's a puzzle, even just watching randomizers.
The whole rando is blown right open now.
Dr. Crimson A at your service, indeed. I hope the pharmacist can read my prescription of Boulder of Destiny.
Doctor's handwriting.
Alright, 2 hours in. How are we feeling? How do we like this seed so far, boys?
Doing pretty. I'm enjoying watching this. This is nice to just sit back and puzzle about what could be where. Overall, our runners are pretty close to each other, though. Like I said earlier, I think Dotzo has the time advantage at the current moment because while they're still working on similar things, Kakao has to make a second trip to Jabu on foot, whereas Dotzo had all the things that he needed for Jabu right there, ready to go. So, I think it's also a good time to like reintroduce ourselves. We got like right around the 100 viewer mark, so you guys go ahead and tell people who you are.
Yeah, so I'll start off. My name's Squiddy. I've been doing Randomizer for a while, and I also do commentary for the No I'm Wrong Work race. That's my experience.
Nice.
I'm Zellboy. I've been commentating for ZSR since the first one. Not around too often because of work, and I don't stream myself, but I love the environment, I love the community, I love being a help. It's fun.
And I'm Dr. Crimson A, and my notes say.
He's speaking the language of the gods.
Yes, indeed. I've been doing Randomizer since about midway through last year, and joined the commentary team about 3 months after getting into Randomizer. Starting with the losers bracket was my first time commentating, and I don't know if he's around or can hear us, but our lovely restreamer on this day is Fresco, who is currently doing a restream on 2 different ZSR channels, one of them being ZSR2 and one of them ZSR3. Channel's expanding like crazy. It's been great having Trez around, and his leadership in this community effort has been awesome. You definitely need to put some blame Trez emotes up in here. Blame him for the good time you're having right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone decided to troll Trez and take ZSR 3, so we just got the underscore in there, you know? It's a little bit of space, doesn't hurt.
And by the end of the stream, I will be the proud owner of ZSR 4. Kappa, not really.
Oh, that was going to be a really fantastic time on this block room. It would have been easily a 42 or a 41, but some mismanagement of Z-targeting movement.
Man, Z-targeting's hard. Hardest mechanic in the game.
It really is. And let me tell you, I dabbled into the waters of Majora's Mask Randomizer recently. Coming back to Ocarina of Time Randomizer makes me so thankful for how functional Z-targeting is in this game in comparison to its successor. Well, it's still basically the same mechanics, but the game runs at a little bit lower of the frame rate and makes Z-targeting a little bit more difficult to work with.
And anybody that might have seen some stuff from Majora's Mask Randomizer, it is still a heavy work in progress. So there are quite a few logical flaws and issues with, I believe, one of the biggest complaints would be the spoiler log. Is formatted weird and adjacent.
Yep, it all has to start somewhere, though. There's a lot of time that's been invested into our OOTR to get it to the point where it is today. It wouldn't be there without all the love and support that it received from our teams that are constantly working to bring better features, new updates to this thing that we all are able to enjoy. So it's only a matter of time until MM is headed exactly in the direction that it needs to be. So I'm excited.
Crimson, you're a little bit more well-versed than I. Do you want to share what the current dev build has?
Yes, for those of you that have just joined in and mainly just stick around to watch, or haven't really been up in the Discord so much to check out the developer build of the randomizer program itself right now, you are watching a seed that is being run on the tournament fork, which is also equivalent to the 4.0 that most of you have. The 4.7.5, which is the current live public developer build, has a lot of things added in. For cosmetics, we have an added ability to randomize the color of your hearts, the color of your magic bar, and the color of your gauntlets. Both silver and golds can be randomized to a different color. With regards to new sanity features, we have two things called cow sanity, which is a little explanatory itself. The cows that you play Epona's song for normally just give you a milk bottle refill. Now, the first time you play Epona's song for them, you can enable the option for them to give an item check. Secondly, in terms of sanities, we have a thing called tick sanity, which is a little bit less self-explanatory, but it randomizes every single checkbox in the randomizer program, so you don't know what's randomized until you get into the game. Talk about the ultimate randomizer. It's random randomness.
How exactly does that make sense? Randomizes every tick?
Yeah, so every checkbox in the program, it is such as like shop sanity, scrub sanity, or whatever, if you hit the box that says randomize all the check boxes, you won't know what got randomized. You won't know what boxes got checked until the ROM has been generated and you're in the game.
So effectively, you can randomize the randomizer.
You can. Only in the developer build at the moment can you do that, though. So if you want to have these new experiences, you want to offer your feedback to the people who are constantly putting in their efforts for this labor of love. Any bug reports are always appreciated, and everything. We have we have all kinds of stuff that is ready for you to test out just under the Bleeding Edge header in the resources tab of the Zooter Discord. Go by and check it out. It's a great time.
I don't know, man. A test build, that sounds expensive.
Hey, man, it's not like the SAT or like the or any of those other fancy testing places. You just get to download for free.
For free?
For free!
For free?
A chicken
Damn.
sandwich and some waffle fries for free. If anybody ever got that one under their belt.
Yo, you gotta do it for the waffle fries, my guy.
You got Dotzo going into the water temple, it would seem. This is a very familiar scene. Will we see him pass up the big Poe on the way? I would assume so, because the Poe is part of the market.
Oh, yeah.
But he's getting it anyway.
And Kakao getting the skull mask. He's gonna go make sure that the bow is the only thing in the Lost Woods. You never want to leave a Way of the Hero unchecked.
Yep. On Dotso's side, sometimes it kind of gets hard to differentiate. Well, Pose is logically considered part of the market, but it doesn't feel like part of market, and it might not come to mind when doing stuff like something as easy as getting a big bow.
Kakao is gonna follow up on another check in Lost Woods as Way of the Hero, one that he didn't get to check before. Obviously, he's gonna come out with some rupees. $20 for a jam session is kind of nice, depending on what your pay scale as a musician is usually like.
I'm used to just doing it for the exposure, so $20 sounds great.
$20 is $20.
Dotzo electing to get off the horse to check up on this. I had forgotten that Kakao is the only one who has done the scrub there.
I wonder if Dotzo will choose to go fishing before doing the dungeon.
I would assume that we would see the same thing from Dotzo as Kakao and follow up on the rest of Lake Hylia.
Dotso opting to use the Iron Boot strat of doing this. It's a moderately known trick. If you hookshot that crate while at the bottom using Iron Boots and unequip Iron Boots while your feet aren't actually touching, the game registers your foot as hitting the bottom.
So, for those of you who are watching the race on ZSR 1 right now. That is about to come to a conclusion, but please don't spoil the race, just in case some people in this chat were hoping to go back and catch the VOD later. We'll be having all of our friendos from ZSR1 join us in just a few moments after the interviews conclude over there. So, yeah, no spoilers in the chat, please. We'll be reminding again once our friendos from ZSR1 arrive. Oh.
Yeah, it might just be worth it to just reset the. Usually, if you just miss fishing, it's just pretty good to reload the area.
I hate to inform the chat, I am not the one who won the race on ZSR1. But I would gladly have taken the opportunity to be a part of this bracket stage if I was good enough. Gotta wonder here, does Dotzo elect to take the central pillar chest? For all we know, something could be hiding else in the water temple. If it helps you out, you could think of that Brown as, like, UPS driver Brown.
Yeah, Link's just going through a beige phase. It's fine. He'll get over it. Baby shit Brown.
Hey, look, I'm just trying to provide you some consolation, the stuff that you don't like. Gonna crop up his mirror shield here, Dotzo.
Yep, opting for the gainer method of getting down here.
Yep, just one item away from picking up that complimentary Shadow Medallion that's hidden away in the Spirit Temple. Both of our runners technically proficient, but there's always some routing flavor differences, even between very closely seeded opponents. So it'd be interesting to see what Dotzo does differently here, and there it is. Dotzo going for the central pillar chest first.
Yeah, personality and past experiences and past rando experiences always influence what checks happen when. In rando, it's just one of the things you see very often, and kind of makes rando in my
Yep.
or rando races, I guess. Technically, test runner makes rando, but and dotzo and the whole team of others.
So, friends, I just looked at our view count, and looks like we've pulled over about 100 of the viewers from ZSR1. I'll throw in an extra reminder once the host happens, but be very careful with spoilers. Some people were here from the entire time and possibly not watching the other race. Always fun for some people to go and check out the VOD. Just be sure to know spoilers in this chat about what happened in ZSR1.
Nice long shotage by dotzo there.
Ooh, Dotzo getting real close to that one, not actually following through for him, but I'm pretty sure everybody that has tried to do that has discovered that rolling into that while holding your shield dramatically increases your chances of success. So,
Yeah, if you do get that, the only way to get out of it is to either fall or jump slash. The jump slash is 2 frames, but it's per cycle, so every time you go up and down, so pretty much you can just mash and get it.
yep. Oh, nice. Nice trick by Dotzo to get through this room quickly. Gets the at least fairly quick pull. Oh no!
Oh!
Ooh, you hate
He
to see
gets the
that.
pull, but he gets the troll. Somebody remind me not to become a rapper. Faith, bottom of the way is not way of the hero. Let's see. Forest Temple is way of the hero. Lake Hylia was way of the hero, and
Forest Temple.
Forest Temple. Yep. As well as Baron hints. Spirit Temple is Baron.
Market is Baron.
Market is Baron, and I don't remember the other one. Shadow. Yep. Be it. Looks like Kako's gonna go to Warp to Serenade. Most likely gonna go head to Jabu now. He has the boomerang.
Incoming ZSR1 raid. Raiders, welcome to ZSR2, where we have the first match of the losers bracket happening right now. Dotzo versus Kakao. Currently, it's a very interesting race. I hope you're all ready for the last a last hour and some minutes, hopefully, of of what's going to be a fantastic race. Though I must say, before we get any farther in, now that everybody's joined the party, please, no spoilers on ZSR1's fantastic race.
Hi.
It's going to be great. Hello, Trez.
Not Trez.
Yeah, wait, sorry.
Void.
I have my notifications muted, so I just heard a hi.
Hi, I just wanted to say subscribe to ZSR1, and I won the race.
You won the race. Okay. Discount Trezco won the race, everybody. You heard it right here. So now that the full party is here, would one of you two fine gents care to recap our Way of the Hero and Baron hints?
Yeah. So, Way of the Hero hints. We have Force Temple as Way of the Hero. We have Lake Hylia as Way of the Hero. And the other Way of the Hero hint is blanking my mind for some.
Hylia. Lake Hylia.
We have Lake Hylia, Force Temple.
And Shadow, I believe, too.
I thought
No.
Shadow was Baron.
I have Market and Spirit marked as Baron.
Pretty sure Shadow's Baron.
Shadow Temple Way of the Hero was in...
Was it Lost
Lost
Woods?
Woods.
Lost Woods was Way of the Hero.
Lost
I-
Woods,
and-
Shadow, Lake Hylia, and Forest Way of the Hero.
I'm still pretty sure Shadow was Baron.
We found Shadow Temple Way of the Hero pretty early on from one of the Lake Hylia hint stones.
Yeah, okay, that sounds right.
And we found Sun Song on OOT, but it was a super easy grab. Two of the lowest logically required entrances dungeons, Deku Tree and Dodongo's Cavern, were both stones, and we started with a free stone, so just an inevitability that we would wind up with all the stones, just in case. So both of our runners have taken the option to go and pick up that Sun Song. Hasn't led to anything just yet.
Couple of grottos, but nothing really important.
Poor Ice Heroes, never being important.
Kakao
but-
coming up with those iron boots finally.
And at this point, it looks like our runners are just about synced. Once Kakao finishes Jabu, they will each have all the points that they have.
Nordic, we have seen all of the skulls. 30, 40, and 50 are all junk. I guess 50 is double defense. Dotzo turned in 10 and 20 and just got rupees and a heart piece.
Not even recovery heart.
Oh, recovery heart, that's right.
Yeah.
Hello?
Trez.
Hello. How are you doing, Trez?
I finally am down to one restream at a time. I'm happy.
ZSR hype in chat.
Yay! Give me some hype. And I won't be able to see it. Now I will be. Welcome, party people. We're now... how many viewers in here? We are now...
7.
We are now...
553.
Yeah, we are now
Alright.
over 550 people in here. So yeah.
Yep.
Hi.
This is now the most snug restream in the history of ZSR. Because since I'm using my laptop to restream, I'm actually lying in bed right now restreaming.
Hell
So-
yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
the way to do it.
yeah. So yeah, everyone, give me some ZSR snug in the chat. Come on, because this is actually snug.
Hey, I heard this was a snug stream. Can I join in?
No, you make it less snug.
Oh.
Aww.
Oh,
Can we get a feels bad, man?
It's been such a meme to bully the panda guy this season. I feel bad for him.
Alright, come on, since we just were snack and now we're mean, so now you can decide between ZSR blame Tress to blame me, or ZSR love to show some love for Void. So, it's your choice.
The answer's always blame Trez.
No, there's no ZSR bully. ZSR bully is the equivalent of ZSR blame Tress. Also, dotzo, you are a fool.
Alright, getting something new. Horseback archery. First one, nothing.
So I was, Trez, I was attempting to figure out, earlier, what is our current sub count for ZSR1?
Our current sub count for ZSR1 is... Let me actually get the correct...
Oh! Hover boots on Horseback Archery 2 for Dotzo!
Ooh, that's something. That's something.
Our current sub count is 454. So we are only... We have 46 subs on ZSR1 away from actually flying Void to Germany, so I can actually rip him apart. Yeah.
Whoa!
You mean so I can come and win the baking competition, right?
Yeah, right, cause... Yeah, right, because British people are actually known for their cooking. Yeah, right, Void.
I mean...
That's what's going to happen.
We have a great British bake-off, we don't have a great German bake-off.
Well, being a good cook in Great Britain is like... Yeah, I'm not saying... let me think.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Yep.
So we're diving into GTG over on Dotzo's stream.
back to the Zelda that's happening on the screen.
Oh yeah, wait. This is a random stream? Oh.
Tickets for a live studio audience. Well, that's actually a great idea.
Yeah, Trez, just start taking admission to the random streams.
No, I just when Void is actually coming over and we're doing the cook-off, I'll just not do it in my kitchen, but I will actually rent the local arena and just make it a big bake-off in front of like 40,000 people.
We're gonna have to pay 40,000 people.
And then we'll have 501 subs to ZSR afterwards.
Well, I don't care. If we get the arena full of 40,000 people, I will retire. Yeah, Lost got it.
There's strike 2 for Dotzo. Whoever
That puts
said
Dotzo.
strike 2.
Yeah, that puts Dotzo pretty far ahead in the seed.
It really does.
Yeah, Kakao shouldn't be too far behind. Theoretically, his next play would be GTG, but I mean, he could go to Ice Cavern instead, or try dipping into Fire. I don't think he's done that yet.
I think it would be an unfavorable decision by Kakao to go, even without the knowledge that we have currently as commentators and as an audience. The fact that Minuet and Prelude are your only remaining songs, combined with a fairly low amount of checks, albeit them pure checks, it's just, it doesn't seem like it would be the greatest play to make.
So Void, you were just asking if you get paid. You know, there's things that make sense and things that are just straight out ridiculous. You know?
Ooh, Dotzo getting yeeted on by a like. And switching off of that tunic so it doesn't get eaten.
They're fun to get eaten by a like.
Yeah, it's actually a good point, Void. My payment for you will be that after Brexit, I'll actually still let you into Germany.
Nothing useful cropping up in the like room so far. It's a refill on shoes.
This became a all dungeon seed when Dodongo's Cavern and Deku Tree were the other 2 stone dungeons, and we got Akira Emerald for free. So it was just too easy not for it to become an all dungeon seed and get the song on Aqua.
Frogs 2 is dead.
Yeah, basically free all dungeons.
Now, too bad for Dotzo, unless he winds up discovering a fire source somewhere else here in GTG. Wasteland chest is not going to be available. That'll be a big help by the audience, I'm sure, that the Wasteland chest has something available when our runners can't check it. But, gotta help, can't help but express at least a little sympathy sometimes. Plus, the only thing... Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it looks like Kakao is gonna trail behind Dotzo and make his way over to Gerudo Valley. So hopefully he'll be finding all the things we're finding here.
Yep.
We'll let Kakao participate in our happiness.
Plus, a fire source needs to be lurking around the corner somewhere pretty soon. We still have one way of the hero to follow up on, and that's in the Shadow Temple. So regardless of this, if it's fire arrow, and we get to see some sick fire arrow strats, or if it's just dense fire, we need a fire source pretty soon. I would not be surprised to see a fire source pop up in one of these remaining checks of Gerudo Training Grounds. Did I say Din's Hammer?
That does say Din's Hammer.
It's fine.
Din's Hammer actually sounds lewd, if you think about it.
I mean, if you want it to.
Alright. After this, we'll be just a few checks away from completing Gerudo Training Grounds. 5 of the 9 keys have cropped up, leaving a high likelihood for a key to be stuck in the bottom of the toilet.
Also, yes, we'll have ZSR loot as our next emote, and it will be one of the extremely rude and extremely rude fairies from Breath of the Wild, like the bare-breasted fairies that don't really ask for consent.
I think that last comment's a different emote, Trez. I may have made the comment about a.
Not as clean of a horseback archery by Kakao as we see from Dotzo earlier. Fortunately, that will wind up leading to a very, very cold moment. Managed to delay the inevitable for as long as possible.
Oh yeah, I also need to.
Ah, I called it! Look at that! Din's fire!
Someone's excited.
Yeah! I'm feeling really good about my calls today. Let's go!
I mean, like we said at the beginning of the seed, we studied up on the spoiler alert beforehand, Kappa.
Yup. Hey, Trez,
Yes.
could we start a bet?
Yes.
What is Way of the Hero in Shadow Temple? Oh.
Ooh, Edgelord Akasani.
Well, look, it seems like most people think it's the hammer.
If it's a hard progression item, it's the hammer. But we still could see the gold gauntlets come up, and I was the only reason I asked for this was to see how many people would say gold gauntlets. I'm curious to see how many sadists we have out there in the crowd.
I'm somewhat mad. No, it cannot be second magic. Because I believe first magic was fairly open and was in logic when we got it.
Yep, and second one was in the water temple somewhere, and the boss key, I believe. Boss key chest?
Yep, that's right. That's where it was. I was trying to remember where it was. Wait, did we see it? It seems like we saw it, but we saved scum. And also, yeah, you would need magic to get into Shadow, logically. Also getting Lizalfos trolled. Whoa. Dan Alphos, words are hard.
Might want to close the bets in about 30 seconds. Oh!
Feror's Wind. There is, I believe, I was
Convenience
in. Yeah, it's definitely convenient, and I was talking with somebody, that's who it was. I was talking with, actually it was Dotzo, and he told me that if Skull Sanity in dungeons only is on, there is a one check possibility of a Way of the Hero Feror's Wind.
Mm-hmm.
And I should have placed my bet on logic. Way of the Hero Feror's Wind. For the memes. Yeah, it does require that long shot is locked by whatever is in that gold Skulltula. It's really, really edge casey, but yeah, it'd be Water Temple. The top, like in the column, the top gold Skulltula on there. You would need to do stuff with water levels, set Feror's Wind, and then lower the water level, and then use Feror's Wind back up. Super, super edge case, but really, really interesting, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. Logic is really interesting. Just in general, I like logic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, reading it is definitely a skill and can really take some practice to get used to. Reading it quickly is almost impossible. I guess some ZSR toilets.
And we still haven't seen our Shadow Way of the Hero item crop up just yet. Time to see in the next, like, 7 minutes whether or not the Way of the Hero item is the safe bet of the hammer, or potentially something like the gold gauntlets. Oh, Dotzo, no. It's okay. Deku Nut saves the day. What did we decide to call this chest? Wasn't it Chad?
Patty?
Patty? I don't remember. There's too many names to keep up with for these invisible chests.
I'm gonna guess that being 40 seconds behind on my stream probably isn't a very good delay amount.
You're 40 seconds behind?
Yeah, that's like what the delay said. So that, I'm gonna go ahead and give that a refresh.
You should
March
actually
Madness.
be about 22 seconds on the delay. If it's higher, yeah, that's kind of weird and should never happen. But
It's a little bit of the entire internet system. The local college just started their game in March Madness, and so everybody's on their TVs, which goes through the internet system in my area because AT&T is weak. Hashtag blame AT&T.
Still no Way of the Hero item. Just got bomb chew refills. He's getting rewarded for all of the stretch that we saw of that 10 bomb chew pack earlier. I always personally hate making this trek without the lens of truth. Like, I know where the platform is, I'm just never good at actually making it onto said platform. I have to take the walk of shame so many more times in my career in Randomizer than I care to admit. From just neglecting using the lens of truth.
Who needs lens? LMAO. This is always that, you know, oh, gotta watch out there, Kakao. Make sure not to shoot that fake door. But relationship with lens is always weird. You know, it's kind of like what was the analogy I was going to come up with before my entire stream just went blank. Okay, my internet's dying. It's on its deathbed.
Deep Shadow, we're gonna have... Oh, there it is, folks! If you bet the hammer, you win!
We got it.
got it, and the winner is Tresco with saying Elude Fountain Fairy. That's the winner of the bid.
Nice.
No,
Sounds rigged.
the actual winner is Lightning One, who said, "Oh wait, it's Tresco again. How did that happen?" The actual winner is the Lightning One, who said Hammer.
Does the win only go to the first person who bet in a specific location or bet a specific thing?
Yes.
Oh.
And Chris, Chris, I'm not Midna anymore because it's the second account. The main account is still Midna.
Casey Necro, Dinsfire was in GTG.
And it looks like Dotzo is on the hard path to victory at the moment. He's got everything that he needs to make it to the castle, including the light arrows. And again, it comes. Oh, go ahead.
No, he just needs to finish out the last 2 dungeons, and then that's it. And we know Spirit Temple's barren, so that's gonna be a quick jaunt to find the few keys he needs and the boss key.
Yep. And I think this I think the most major difference breaking this seed was, again, Kakao found the bow first, had the access to get the bow off of the slingshot minigame check in the Lost Woods, so he was able to complete Forest before Dotzo, but Dotzo came up with the items necessary to defeat Jabu and not have to take a second dip into it. Taking a second dip into Jabu is about as much of a time difference as we're seeing here. With Kakao getting that Din's Fire right there, going to save Warp Out and start Shadow. You see at the beginning of Shadow to the very start of Deep Shadow, it's about as much time as it takes to take a trek to Jabu, do it, Warp Out, and get everything else that you need to be doing done. Dotzo already having that small key and boss key that he needs to get into Bongo. Doesn't have to worry about the deeper shadow checks. Oh! Showing off the chew strats to the rest of the crowd, but goes down on the very room before Bongo.
Ow!
But yeah, for sure, this has been an interesting race to watch. I've had a lot of fun with this seed. Thinking about what I would have done versus what the runners themselves have done here. I find that some of my decisions would have aligned with them and others not, and it's one of those cases where I just find myself very, very glad that I get to watch excellent runners like we have in our top 32 this season just compete over and over again, and it's always a learning experience. If you're ever interested in getting better at the randomizer, watching and doing is always a fantastic thing to do. Always new strats to be had, always new tech to be learned, always new routes to be learned. So, yep, he's got the water medallion obtained. Now we'll see if he goes to fire or spirit. Looks like he's going to go to fire first. Unfortunately, the small amount of convenience that they are picking up, or that they picked up throughout all of the seed, did not include Prelude, so they will they will have to warp to Kakariko in order to get to Castle. Thank you for the love, Casey Necro. I appreciate it. So how have you guys felt about the seed?
I think it's been fun. I think it's been fair.
I think it's been relatively good. I think we've had a kind of a couple trolly things, but mostly good. I know definitely playing this completely in Logic and as the playthrough would play it could be a little bit irritating. But other than that, I think this has been a fairly uneventful. We haven't had to go on any big hunts for items. And when we have had to be looking for items, we've gotten a couple others while we were in said place.
I always thought it was interesting that you could do this to the Flare Dancers, because there's never an instance in a vanilla game where you're going to have the hammer before having to fight the Flare Dancers, either one or two.
And actually,
well, you'll have the hammer for fighting Flare Dancer too, but
Yeah.
actually, I believe Hammer is actually programmed to do 0 damage to Flare Dancer, and the only way that Dots is able to kill him there with the hammer is by using Power Crouch Stab.
Yup. More so, what I was thinking is that you can knock the Flare Dancer out of the dancing animation with it.
Yeah, that is true.
Unless that's a rando-specific thing.
In which case, just blame Trez.
No.
Oh,
I upgraded.
Hey! Will the real Trez please stand up? Please stand up.
Please stand up.
Oh, now you got a Trez bot.
I'll also update my color. Give me a second.
get a fancy color.
I will reunite with my family. There we go.
Perfection.
No, Squiddy, I'm not taking your friend request.
Aww, ZSR bot. Or Trez bot.
Don't even know his name.
Oh!
I'm only staying because I know Wasp will yell at me.
Oh!
Smooth.
Smooth AF.
That's how you do that.
Seeing lots of movement tech on Dotzo's end that I've never seen before, and it's actually really, really fun to watch. Well, at this point, it's just a hunt for the boss key. I wonder if it's gonna be Trolly. Of all the things that we've had in this seed, that being located in Deep Fire would be the trolliest, but, I mean... let's
mean,
face
hey.
it, if it's just that much amount of trolley, then we're doing a good job with the seed generation here.
Oh yeah, just one deep fire item here wouldn't be too bad. Besides, Dotzo loves it because he's some kind of sadist or something.
Deepest fire.
I don't know why people don't like
And?
deep fire.
Feels like it takes so much time in most instances, but you also have to remember. Looks like Dotzo's movement tech is so freaking good, man. Like if you're going up against another opponent, if you're Dotzo, you're really confident in your ability to make your way through dungeons really quickly. So the farther that you have to go in, the likelihood of creating a time spread between the two of you is a lot better.
Yeah, he literally wrote the book on how to do dungeons fast. Like quite literally, him and ATT did the video on how to complete every dungeon the fastest, assuming you have all the items.
And there's the fire temple boss key.
Wasn't that bad of a spot.
Nah.
No,
Not
not
at
even
all.
close.
It'd be fun to hear the runners' thoughts on this seed. They felt relatively similar to the way we do, because I would have felt that I would have felt the same way about the seed as the way that we have been viewing it. This is a seed that I would have loved to have played personally. Opting for the bomb chew and nut strats. It has been a pretty great race. And down goes Volvagia. One more medallion left to obtain for Dotzo, and then it's Dunzo once we get through Ganon and Ganondorf.
Just a matter of hunting for that big key and destroying the face.
And a lot of other runs, I guess, going on what Crimson you were talking about earlier. And a lot of runs that I've seen Dotzo do, it's been like when he's on Race Stream, or I'm comparing him to another thing, or it's the I Am Wrong Warp Tournament. Is that it can be neck and neck. In times in Go mode, just going to have to go beat Ganon, and Dotzo's execution is just so fluid. He just knows what he's going to do before he does it. He plans everything out so far ahead. It's just beautiful to watch, and it really shows all the practice and work he's put into not just Rando, but just Ocarina of Time movement in general.
Yep. I find myself consistently jealous of his abilities, but I can't be justified in being jealous, because that meant that a valid jealousy means that I have put the time in, and the simple truth of the matter is that I have not been playing long enough to have put nearly the amount of time in to have learned strats to the level that people in this top 32 have learned them.
Yeah, and Dot's has only been playing, I believe his bio said, since like 2012, which is just absolutely shocking.
And still having trouble playing Zelda's Lullaby 7 years later.
It's tricky, all the dropped inputs.
Goal of the randomizer, Ploop, is to be the first to deliver the killing blow to Ganon.
Let's see. Cow, not quite able to get the one cycle.
Nope. Master Sword one cycle is a difficult trick to pull off on Bongo. I find Bongo one cycle with Master Sword is infinitely harder than doing one cycle Ganondorf with Master Sword.
Yes, this is the losers bracket, so whoever loses here is out.
High stakes game. Or race, I guess.
Loser goes home.
The winner continues fighting it out.
Climbing on up into the Spirit Temple. I'm gonna guess that I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that we got a vanilla boss key somewhere.
Somewhere, that's can only
Yeah.
be one spot if it's
Yeah,
vanilla.
it's either vanilla or it's not.
Say I'm just a little dumb.
Crimson's
little
3
bit.
hours in and he's just...
Only a little bit.
Yes, I do believe there is another race later on. It's about, what, 2.5 hours from now?
Let me pull up the sheet and I will tell you. Yes, so we have one more race for you this evening. It will be taking place back over on ZSR1. You'll have Bleeding Blue and Yoshikyan commentating on Mike Katz versus Cloud Ike at 11 p.m. EDT. That's 11 p.m. EDT, 3 a.m. UTC, and 2 p.m. AEDT. You don't want to miss it. It's nearing the end of round 1, so...
For a quick reference, it's 8:37 EDT right now, so that's, yeah, about 2.5 hours, a little less.
Yeah, EST is EDT. EST is technically like winter time, and EDT is summertime.
Yep. Never could get them down myself.
Time zones are difficult, man. If you've ever like programmed anything that needs to handle time zones, it's a mess.
Yeah, it's great. To say the very least, it's great. And again, we now see at this point with regarding movement tech alone, at the sheer difference that is made here in these last little stretches of constant dungeons. Dotzo near at the top of the Spirit Temple
Finding
with
the
Kakao.
boss key.
Yeah, finding the boss key, and Kakao in the central big room of the Fire Temple. The execution pulling seconds further and further onto a better time for Dotzo, and separating Kakao's being behind a little bit. Ah, the Lizzle Bro doesn't help out. Whiffs twice when he needs it the most. The other one's helping out though. Man, I'm learning all kinds of stuff. Like, I didn't know you could do that.
Like, you gotta know that there's an angle right there that he can just, get without any setup.
Clearly don't know enough.
And Dotzo's coming up on his last boss fight. Besides Ganondorf. Endgame.
Now, down goes Naburu Knuckle. Let's see if Twin Rova RNG wants to play nice today. First hit goes off swimmingly. Not some super favorable position there, but gonna wind up getting a second hit. Ah, Kakao's bomb doesn't go off.
Lucking out there with the ice one moving back into frame.
Oof. Narrowly catches Kome with the tail end of it. I can only imagine this phase goes super swimmingly.
Oh, it always does. See, told you. 100% of the time works every time.
He's gonna miss the one cycle, I think. No, nope. I thought I had seen a regular slash creep its way up into there, but I was incorrect.
I thought it just took too long. But hey, congrats. That's the final medallion. We're up to Ganondorf.
Yep, and but pull some data some real fast. Looking at the brackets, with regards to the losers bracket, The winner of this match, likely to be Dotzo, is gonna go up against
Green rupee for light arrow cutscene. That's pretty good.
Hey, we got the validation rupee.
It wouldn't be a complete run without it. Nice. I've always liked this animation. Like, Link looks so uncertain. He's like, wait, what's going on here? This thing's solid? This isn't right. It always made me laugh every single time I watched that cutscene.
I always like how it looks down. Like, I can still see through this, you know?
It's like, yeah, this isn't comforting, guys. Can you guys try a little bit harder?
yeah.
Some textures would be nice.
One of my favorite animations in this whole game is if you're in the water temple and you elect to use Megaton Hammer strats on Darkling. He doesn't really have anything programmed into his being to like know what to do with the hammer, so he just looks at the direction that you swing. So if you miss him and you just swing to the floor, like he just looks down at the hammer, like bends over at the waist, and is like, "What the hell? What are you doing? What is this nonsense?" But anyway, if I'm reading the bracket correctly, the winner of this match will go on to face the loser of Marco versus Bloody Biscuits.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I believe you are reading that correctly.
So there's yet another good match happening in the losers bracket. There is no room for losers in this losers bracket there, because they're all fantastic competitors. Whatever comes in any of these matches, regardless of them being in the winner's stage or on the losers bracket, everything is going to be a fantastic race, and you can count on it.
Get a nice, easy double knuckle fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring that up in post race interviews. He did a race a couple days ago, and both times he failed the knuckles. He died to knuckles, and so I continue to give him a little bit of flack about it.
And Kakao finally killing Wolvagia.
And we're up to the Dorfinator on Dotzo's side, bringing the seed to a conclusion, probably somewhere in the 3 hours, 20-minute mark. Provided that all goes well with 1 cycles and the like.
Yeah, pretty good time for a seed. You know, not too long, not too, not ridiculously short.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Had
That's
a little
a
stutter
great
on
1
number
cycle.
2.
Yeah, you got back into the rhythm pretty nice there.
Yeah, this will be Kakao's last appearance in this tournament, but it's been pretty good watching him as a competitor. I gotta say, it's been great. And you can expect to see more of Kakao in the weeklies, and whenever the next tournament happens, you just wait. He's gonna be back in it.
Make sure you find his Twitch at Igaro. It rotates on the screen. You see it. Be sure you give him a follow. Check him out.
Definitely, all of our runners are incredibly skilled, especially if they're if they're top 32. They've just spent so much time doing the accessible qualifiers and putting in practice. They definitely deserve your follow, in my opinion.
And
Yes,
he's French. That's cool.
He's not limited to French either, though. He also speaks English on his stream if it's needed. So if you've found something that you like what Kakao is doing, if you feel like you want to go and pick his brain for anything on another seed sometime, just drop by his stream. I'm sure he'll be happy to offer any thoughts that he has available.
Yeah, especially if you need help. I know one of Kako's biggest strengths when it comes to randomizer is reading the logic, and he's done a really good job with that this race.
And that's going to be the dot done for dotzo.
And there it is. 3:18:21 completion for Dotzo. GG, everybody. Let's see if we can get these two fantastic people into this Discord call for a interview.
It bothers
And
me
this was a fantastic seed to watch.
It bothers me that Kako stopped with the floor master trying to get him. Floor master was kicking me out.
Oh yeah, all the masters.
Declined the ability. He's set up the boundaries between him and this grabby monster. Let's get ourselves an interview. We're going. That's all I got for my song. I hope you like it.
Could have been longer. I prefer the remix though.
The remix, dude. Hit it. Go.
Oh, I don't know it.
Oh, but you prefer it.
Yeah, I just know about it.
We've got
I'm
a
not
liar in our midst.
Mom, get the piano.
I'm not a true fan.
We got some activity on Dotzo's side.
By your forces combined, I am Captain Planet.
Do. Sacred Forest. Burning fire. Holy. Spiritual spirit.
At Dotzo, yes.
Shadowy shadow.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello. Welcome, Dotzo. Congratulations on your win today.
Hello, thank you.
So how'd you feel? What'd you think of the seed?
That was weird, and then good, and then scary, and then really good.
So what was the scary part about it?
The strength and mirror shield. Because I kind of went to GTG just going, items are in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then mirror shield just kind of popped up out of nowhere.
Yeah, we were a little taken off by having the mirror shield in water there. We were unsure of of what would be there, but I don't think we expected it to be Mirror Shield for sure.
Yeah.
So, at what point in the seed were you like the happiest to get, or most surprised to get an item of? Oh, that's really convenient.
Mirror Shield.
Mirror
For
Shield.
sure. Yeah. You never expect items in water, and then it's here's the one you need, because there was still an item in Shadow at that point. So
Were you surprised at all about? Were you surprised at all about the 1500 horseback archery?
a little bit. I pretty much knew there was going to be something in Gerudo somewhere. Like, Song of Time was too early. Iron Boots were too easy to find. Longshot was way too easy to find. Epona's Song was vanilla. Like, that's too much stuff to not have something in Gerudo somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Real quick interjection to this though. Kakao has declined to come in for an interview. It is very, very late for where Kakao is. Shout outs to all the ZSR crew and family. Keep up the good work and see you guys again soon. Thank you so much for your participation, Kakao. It was a fantastic time watching you compete against Dotzo. It was a fantastic time having you on the stream. So, with regards to, like you said, you figured GTG was going to have something, and then with the looming thought of Shadow still having that Way of the Hero attached to it, I was pondering on comms here, and I said, a fire source has to be lurking very, very close by, and Spirit doesn't have anything in it. And so I was like, I bet you Din's Fire or some kind of fire source is located inside this inside this dungeon in GTG, and I felt so good about it when I called it. So is that what your thought was as well, that you would find Dins in GTG, or did you just think you might find something?
It was either going to be Dins or like something that led to Dins. So like fire arrows and then the wasteland, or the hammer and then the something like that.
How surprising was it to find a vanilla letter?
I like semi gambled that was a vanilla letter because I couldn't really tell, and the daytime was getting a little tight. I couldn't like take a second look at it, so I'm just like, oh, I hope I have to come back later. That was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then that dip into bottom of the well fairly early really paid off for you, huh?
That was the greatest bottom of the well I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Except for that one that just had like all the items.
Yeah. Man, I had a bottom of the well once in one of my seeds a long time ago that wound up having, like, I think it was hover boots, both hook shot upgrades, a bow, and light arrows, or something ridiculous like that. Like, just stacked to the freaking brim. And it feels great when it doesn't wind up being a trap. But with regards to your early bottom of the well play, it made sense to go there, just in general. But we were discussing that Kakao likes to go to bottom of the well early. Did that notion that your opponent usually likes to go to bottom of the well early give you some kind of thought as to, like, well, if he usually likes to go there early and he found something that's pretty good there, I might not be in such a good spot to put it off?
No, I had no clue he did that. I honestly don't pay much attention to the other runners' habits, and I just kind of try to do what feels right, if that makes sense. And on this seed, it was like, okay, super early stuff with the explosives and the ZL and the Song of Storms. Plus, I had the 20 skulls thing going, which was nice, and it gave me an opportunity to clear the entirety of Child.
Yep. I was personally I loved watching you stretch that pack of 10 shoes to its absolute limits. Kakao had the bomb bag well before you did, but you still managed to keep those last 2 chews from that pack of 10 all the way up until you found that bomb bag. It's crazy.
Yeah, and then of course, like GTG and Spirit were just like, here, have some chew.
Yeah, we were like, he's paying him off now because like, he's like, this guy knows how to choose responsibly. Like, he's not gonna waste us. He's still gonna be having a bunch of those. Done. Was there anything else that stood up to you?
I have a question for chat, or you guys, if you could figure it out.
Okay.
What was in Forest?
We did work this out.
You did, yes. Go for it.
It was the scale, because
Okay.
bomb chews aren't in logic, so the only way to get to the river to get the bomb bag was
That
with
was
the
first
scale.
scale.
Yep.
Oh
Mhm.
man. Where was the other one?
Boulder of
Boulder of Destiny.
So
So that's
that
why
makes
you needed the
sense.
bomb bag to get the second scale.
Yeah, so both other bomb bags must be somewhere locked behind stuff. Wow.
Yep.
Have some logic.
Alright. Alright. We say goodbye to the first player of the tournament. Goodbye, and thanks for playing to Kakao. The first person actually seeded 7 to drop out of the tournament. You are safe for now, dotzo. For now.
I'm so scared. I was watching the restream after I was done, and they're like, winner of this opponent is the loser of Marco and Bloody. And it's like, I'm screwed. There's no way.
It's fine.
Hey, miracles happen.
It's fine. I will give you the spoiler log early. That's alright.
You're the wrong log.
He'll just follow the playthrough exactly.
That would be the caveat. Like, here, you can have the log, but you have to follow the playthrough line by line. Child 14.
So when it has you, just go get like the one key from Fire Temple and then leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dotzo, in true fashion, I do have to give you a little bit of flack for Child Shooting Gallery. I'm sorry, I had to.
Yeah, that's fair. I made up for it on Double Knuckles, though.
You definitely did. Yeah, I could see the practice was well deserved.
And then the game was just like nope at the end with the Hyrule Field glitch. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be very interesting to see what this losers bracket turns up to be, because this is very quickly just turning up to be some of the most talent-filled slots that we have. You know, just coming into the losers bracket, because like every single one of you are good.
Don't spoiler.
Every single one of you are good. No, I'm not spoiling. I'm just saying, like, you got the loser of Marco and Bloody Biscuits coming into the losers bracket sometime soon. Like, how can you call any of the top 32 players? Like, we need to rename this bracket. There's no room for calling anybody a loser.
Juke ruined my bracket.
But it's gonna be great. I am personally just as excited to watch all of the losers bracket matches as I am to see what happens on the top side as well. Because I mean, the losers bracket ultimately decides what the last match is in the long run. So,
Like second chance bracket. I like that.
Yeah, it's not losers, it's second chance. It's redemption, it's validation bracket.
validation bracket. You have to get it's the bracket stage where you have to find the validation rupee and open the validation chest in order to win.
Well, I lost.
For your opponent.
Didn't open the chest.
Also, yes, Trez, when are we gonna get a playlist of all those juicy jazz Zelda tracks that ZSR has been opening up the races with and having in the interview pages?
Yeah. At 600 subscribers.
I will play saxophone
Oh yeah,
for
actually,
your ZSR.
I subbed for you. I
so-
subbed for you, Trev.
So at 600 subscribers, Crimson and me will actually do a live version of the jazz tracks we are doing. Crimson is doing the saxophone and I'm doing the trumpet. Let's go.
Okay,
I
all
can set
right.
up my drum
Okay.
set.
Does this mean I need to go learn my saxophone again?
Oh, we got another saxophone player in here.
I played
Wait,
sax in
I'll-
school.
I'll cover
Oh,
drums,
yeah.
dude. I'm a drummer.
Oh, we've got
Yeah,
a
same.
we got combos on combos on combos in here. Let's go,
Let's go.
Having way too much fun right now.
dude! Hype for jazz.
Is it 600 subs or 600 sub points?
600
Oh.
sub points.
Oh yeah. Make it easier. Let's go.
I mean, hey, I've got a jazz competition tomorrow. I'm already practicing. I'm up.
Sounds good to me.
What's the band name? It's being asked in chat. What's the band name?
What's the band name?
Yep.
Band name is the Random Band.
Oh
I don't
boy.
know.
ZS, are you ready?
We are the Dampy Gravediggers. Let's go.
The
The Damn Big Grave Diggers.
The
The
Dampy
Deep
Diggers.
Fires.
The Deep Fires. Yeah.
The Deep Fires.
Oh, the Deep Fires is a good one. Okay.
We could be the River. The River
take
Chest Randos.
The River Chest Randos.
All right, I'm taking notes of this. All right. The Deep Fires.
The Ass Chest VIPs.
No.
It's all good. Okay.
I want to
Alright.
have mine. It's River Chest Rhythm. There you
Oh, that's so good. How are you this
Fresco
good?
and the River
River
Chase-
Chest Rhythm. Oh boy.
go.
The Tektites. No. Alright.
The Grotto groupies.
Everyone, it's past 2 AM and I gotta go to work in a few hours, so let's close out the stream here. What a match! What a day, actually, on CSR. We got a new baby, we got our third channel. We welcomed a new randomizer to the list of Zelda randomizers. We had,
Did?
we had Breath of the Wild randomizer earlier.
Oh,
shit.
wow. I thought that was just a joke.
No,
That's cool.
that was a serious thing. Alright, we also had 2 amazing matches, and we sadly just said goodbye to the first player of the brackets. Thanks for playing, Kakao. GG to Dotzo, and GG to the other mysterious person that won the first match today. Also, I want to give a big shout out to our comms today, to Crimson, to Zellboy, and to Squiddy, and to the trackers for today, for now, to Ishmaster and to Biowolf. If you guys and gals want more randomizer, there is another match in around 2 hours on our main channel on Twitch TV/Zelda Speedruns between Cloudike and Mike Katz of 45. Loser goes home as well and can join Kakao in despair and tears about dropping out of the tournament. So if you want to see that, make sure to stop by. And now, get out of here, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Watching.
Yep. Peace out, Cub Scouts.
GG.
See you
And-
all later.
And we are going to raid ATZ, who's currently streaming.
On which one of his alts?
And we are actually, and the raid message will actually be, will actually be, Riverside Rhythm is here.
Hit him with it. Have
Hit
a good
him,
night,
guys.
everyone.
Goodbye.
Sub to ZSR1.
Sub to ZSO1.